And welcome in, everybody, as we are on Final Yard Football tonight for this stream. As we have Thursday Night Football, we welcome in everybody out here to the stream tonight. We're on YouTube, we're on Sportscaster calling play-by-play this game tonight. We have the Redskins taking on the Vikings for a Thursday Night Football matchup here. As Week 8 of the NFL season is upon us, as it will begin tonight here with these two teams. The Fox analysts are going over their picks right now of who they think will win the game. I'm going for the Vikings for sure, and this one over the Redskins. I'd be surprised if Washington can somehow get the W here. So I like Minnesota at home all over the Washington Redskins tonight. We welcome in Vaughn. What is good, Vaughn? Thanks so much, man, for joining me back on the YouTube channel tonight, dude. How's everything been? So yeah, thank you guys so much for being a part here of the stream. We'll have kickoff in around like 7 minutes or so. We'll get into the action here on Final Yard Football on YouTube, also on the Sports Dish on Sportscasters. We welcome you guys in here. So let's take a look at some of the stuff tonight. Key injury report that came out leading up to the game here. We got an injury to go over right now. That's wide receiver Adam Thielen. He has been rolled out for this game tonight for the Minnesota Vikings with a hamstring injury. So he's the only player out tonight for Minnesota. They do have one other player questionable. That would be the defensive tackle Jalen Holmes. But Adam Thielen rolled out of this game. That is a crusher there for the Minnesota Vikings, as him and Stephon Diggs the past few weeks have gone off. Hey, what is good? Welcome in once again, Vegas Vix, to the channel right now for another night on Final Yard Football on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being a part here to stream on both of these platforms throughout the week. So we've been constant here. Yeah, I heard about that. Kyrie dropping 50 last night. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy against the Timberwolves in that game. Brooklyn against Minnesota. What a battle there. Kyrie against Carl Anthony Towns. But yeah, NBA season now upon us. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hey, what is good? Welcome in, Blue Fox Boy. Blue Fox Boy, what's up, dude? He's not in a good mood. What's up? Anything I can help, man? Hopefully I can help you out there. But yeah, I wasn't feeling too hot after that Celtics game last night. That was for sure. But still, 81 more NBA games left in the season. So 81 more games left in the season. Hey, what is... Yeah, oh, Miami Heat, though, on fire. Vegas Vix pointed out. I like that young stud right there, Tyler Hero, number 13 pick in the 2019 draft. I believe he's only like 19 years old. Very young talent from the University of Kentucky, but I like what this kid can do on the court. And he might contest for Rookie of the Year this year, Tyler Hero, for the Miami Heat. Vaughn, seeing what I did? Yeah, video about Thursday Night Football. Yeah, I haven't been too happy with how these Thursday night games have gone, especially this season with that Patrick Mahomes injury or so. I haven't been a fan. I've never been a fan of Thursday Night Football from the start. It started out in 2006, but football belongs on Sundays here. It's just one of those football games that they put into the week, the work week, the school week or so. Players aren't on enough rest at all. And it's just, you're not getting a great product because of that. These players are banged up. If this game was held on Sunday, you would have get the best there. You would have got Adam Thielen out on the field tonight. But Adam Thielen, unfortunately, is not out on the field tonight, as he is out with a hamstring injury. Yeah, Tyler Hero and also Kendrick Nunn, too. So, yeah, both of those players, Vegas Vix pointed out, did play in the Summer League for the Heat. And they look really good so far this year. Oh, yeah, Blue Fox Boy. Yep. So we have Patriots news to go over here before this game. So, Josh Gordon, the big news that happened yesterday, he's on the injured reserve and done for the Patriots. His career looks like it's going to be over for the Patriots, as once they release him from the IR, it'll be that he's probably going to go over to another team and get picked up. Hey, what is good? Welcome in Ryan back onto the channel right now. Okay, everybody, we're going to get to this game in a matter of moments. Thank you guys so much for being a part here at YouTube tonight. Same as Sportscaster, streaming to all you guys tonight. We have 17 people on Sportscaster right now. That's awesome. So 17 people on Sportscaster, 4 on YouTube at the moment. Thank you guys so much for being a part here. Trey Young, 27 fantasy points. Wow, in 1/2 for your team, Ryan. That's awesome. So fantasy basketball did start up Tuesday night. Trey Young right now for the Hawks going off. I'm going to see if I can get up that for you guys right now. Oh, wow. Trey Young, 26 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Great start for him. By the way, there's also college football tonight as undefeated 16th ranked SMU is leading Houston 7-0 is the score of that one. So a lot of sports tonight out there. We also have Patriots news to go over. Not sure if you guys heard, but around an hour and a half, the Patriots traded away 3-time Pro Bowler defensive end Michael Bennett. So Michael Bennett was traded about an hour and a half ago from the Patriots over to the Dallas Cowboys for a 7th round draft pick that can go to a 6th round draft pick in 2021. That's according to Adam Schefter. So Michael Bennett has been traded from the New England Patriots. So here we are. We're going to get ready to go into the stream here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me once again. We're on YouTube. We're on Sportscaster. Hey, big shout out to everybody who made it possible last night. First basketball game of the season for the regular season. We had a blast last night on YouTube here. Went over 20 viewers at once in the stream. I believe I got over 500 views in that video, so that was awesome. So, yep, Michael Bennett traded to the Cowboys. Vegas Vic's pointing out, yes, thank God for Mohamed Sanu. Mohamed Sanu signing with the Patriots on Monday, so hopefully he can put the piece to the puzzle there and learn the offense really quickly. I believe it was between Mohamed Sanu and Emmanuel Sanders, but what I was hearing earlier today, because I was listening to the Sports Hub driving home, and they were talking about it was Tom Brady's choice. Tom Brady could choose either between Mohamed Sanu or Emmanuel Sanders, and that's where he picked Sanu over Sanders to be the trade target, and that's who they got. So they got Mohamed Sanu now from the Falcons over to the Patriots. We'll see if he can pick up that offense and learn it hopefully in time for Sunday's game against Cleveland. And yes, indeed, N'Keal Harry coming off the IR next week, so great to see that we got a young guy in there. I'm probably guessing that it's going to take him a while, though, for N'Keal Harry to get situated into the offense because he's been on the IR now since late August. So rookie wide receiver, might take him a little bit to get situated, but probably won't see him as much incorporated into the games like during November. But once December starts rolling, hopefully that's where N'Keal Harry can make an impact. Yeah, Blue Fox Boy saying here he'd rather have Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, both of those wide receivers are really good. I feel like Sanders does have the edge over Sanu, but it all depends on the offense, I guess. I guess Mohamed Sanu might fit the offense better than Emmanuel Sanders there. Emmanuel Sanders has, he's more talented than Mohamed Sanu, but Mohamed Sanu might be the one that fits Belichick's system the best. We'll see, though. Hopefully, Sanu can deliver. Okay, here we are, guys, getting ready for action. The Redskins will kick off this football right now. The Vikings will let it go to the back of the end zone out of play. So, Minnesota here at home will take over with the football. They've been on fire the past 3 weeks. Dalvin Cook leading the NFL right now in rushing yards with 726 rushing yards so far this season. Does the college basketball season start on November 8th? I believe it's on November 5th, Vaughn. So I'll double check that. I believe it's on Election Day, November 5th. I believe it's on the Tuesday. Which, unfortunately, if it is, I'm pretty sure I'm working the election at the radio station. So I wish I was back in time to stream those 2 games. I think Michigan State is playing in one of them, as this is a handoff to Cook. Cook up the middle to the 30, takes it for a gain of 5. So I'm just going to check that to see college basketball here. The schedule, I believe it's the 5th. Yeah, Tuesday, November 5th. They have 2 really good games. Okay, yeah, number 3 Kansas against number 4 Duke at 7. And the other one should be Michigan State. It should be 1 against 2, right? Michigan State against Kentucky, I believe, is the other one. Yeah, Michigan State number 1 against Kentucky number 2, which I'm probably not going to be able to stream because I'm working on Election Day at the station. 2nd and 5 coming up now. Ball at the 30 for Minnesota. Cousins takes a snap. Back to pass. Passes short left side. That one complete to Diggs. As he reaches out for the first down marker, that's going to be close. So they're going to mark Stephon Diggs just a yard short on the play. Nice tackle in the open field by Quinton Dunbar to wrap him up and take him down for a gain of 4. He needed 5 to get to the marker. Got 4. So the Redskins defense hasn't been the season. Ranking in the back of the NFL, 21st or worst in all defensive categories against the pass, against the rush, and total defense this season. They're going to go 3rd and 1. They'll go play action. Cousins rolling out to his right now. Cousins going to step up. He's going to run for it. Gets it past the first down marker. Gain of 2 as he goes out of bounds down the right sideline. So just like that, they pick up the first down, everybody. As now we're under 13:40 left to go in the first quarter here. Everybody was covered down the field, rolling out to the right, and Cousins just stepped up and picked up a gain of 2 for the first down. Blue Fox Boy here saying Mohamed Sanu can throw farther than Tom Brady. Yeah, that trick play. He was just airing it out with that trick play. Screen pass set up there to Kyle Rudolph. He takes it past the 42 at the 43-yard line. Short of the first down marker, but gets a pretty good chunk of yards right there in the reception. Gain about 6 or so. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 4. Yeah, that was a fun night last night in the basketball channel. That's awesome. We're getting close to like 400 subs in that channel, so we keep on working here. We're getting close to 100 here. $12:40 left to go in the first quarter. I formation here for the Vikings. As they take the snap, Cousins goes play action. Back to pass from the pocket. Airs this one out. Down the right side. He's open. Diggs. Curls upfield. Past the 40. 35. 30 up the middle of the field here. Breaks a tackle, but fumbles the football. And the Redskins are going to pounce on it. Stephon Diggs didn't bring it into his body. His own fault. Tried to break too many tackles right there. And forgot to seal in the football. And Diggs gets stripped of the ball in the middle of the field. And the Redskins recover it. Washington got a hand on it. They stripped off the ball when Diggs was moving upfield. Right in the middle of the field. Diggs without the ball security right there, and the Redskins pounce on it. So that is what Washington will need to win this game tonight. Is that they'll need to force turnovers. And they did right there to one of the top offenses in the NFL in the minutes of the Vikings. So yeah, they were moving the ball down the field, but Stephon Diggs, ball security. You have to secure that football. You can't be running all over the place right there down the middle of the field and not secure the football enough. So that was a big pickup, but not enough because he fumbled the football. Oh, actually, I didn't hear that. So Blue Fox Boy pointing out Jarvis Landry saying we're going to win about the Cleveland Browns against the Patriots on Sunday. That is interesting there. I'll be interested to see if Baker Mayfield is the next one to see Ghost on the field. I cannot believe that they showed that on ESPN. So, ESPN isn't actually the one in charge of that. They're the one of playing that live. But NFL Films is the one who gets all those clips, puts that together. And that passed the production level for NFL Films. The lead producer for NFL Films said that we have to air this, that they put on a clip of Sam Darnold saying that I'm seeing ghosts, and NFL Films approved that. They sent it over for ESPN to play during one of the segments in between one of the downs, and that's where there was all scrutiny over that one. Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. The Jets, of course, did not like that. As far as if you're a Patriots fan like us, yeah, you saw the memes right after that happened that were posted all over the internet to that whole Sam Darnold, I'm seeing ghost thing. Yes, indeed, Vaughn. Nationals are looking really good. That Juan Soto kid, man, he's so good right now in this World Series. He's going to be the World Series MVP, it seems like, for Juan Soto, what he has been doing right now in the World Series. 20 years old, but yeah, Nationals looking really good. Up 2-0. And the Houston Astros, I believe, yeah, they fired... I think it was they fired their assistant, one of their assistants today for Houston. They fired, an assistant GM. They fired today in the middle of the World Series. So the Nationals should be taking this World Series. We're back to action now. Ball at their own 25 as the Redskins have the football. They snap it. Play action here for Keenum. Keenum back to pass across the middle. He's open, complete. Passing the 40 and down around the 43-yard line. Dragged down from behind. That is the former Seahawk Paul Richardson with a first down. So first down right there. This is a boring matchup. Do you mean, Blue Fox Boy, do you mean this game? Because, yeah, this game with these two teams, I would expect the Vikings to win, but you never know. Short turnaround for these two teams. Thursday night football. Expect the unexpected here. Ball at the 43 now. Redskins in the ace formation. As we have 11:40 left to go in the first quarter here. Keenum takes a snap, hands it off, left side counter as they go past the 45 to but the 47-yard line with a gain of 4 and a carry. So we have 11.5 left to go in the first quarter now. Thank you guys so much for being a part here to stream tonight. We're on Sportscaster. We're on YouTube calling play-by-play here football action tonight. I'll be back tomorrow on the basketball channel and Sportscaster as well. Behind the Arc basketball, I believe it is Pelicans versus Mavericks. I know Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, what they did last night with that double-team tandem, they produced 50 points combined by those two players. Keenum hands it off up the middle here to Peterson. Peterson stops short of the first down marker, 2 yards shy. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. They're past midfield, though. I think they have it around the 47-yard line or so for Washington now. So we got a 3rd and 2 coming up for Washington. One of the things they've struggled throughout the entire season is converting on 3rd downs. Can they finally put an end to that and convert here? We're going to see 3rd and 1 coming up at the 47. Keenum hands it off up the middle to Peterson, stretching for the first down marker. I believe he got it right past the first down line on the second effort. He got it, but there's a flag down. We'll check the flag now. So we will check the flag, and that is a holding penalty. Holding penalty by the Redskins, so it's going to back them up yards. So that has been a problem. Jeremy Sprinkle, the tight end, commits the holding penalty. That has been a huge problem this season for Washington is the penalties on the offensive line right now. Once again, the Redskins commit a holding penalty. So it's going to back them up. We'll back them up 10 yards now. 3rd and 11 on the field, everybody, with 10 minutes left to go in the first quarter. So 3rd and 11 coming up right now on the field. As Keenum takes the snap from the gun. Back to pass. Watch out. He steps up now. Keenum passes left side. That one complete. Oh, he took a shot. Smallwood hauls onto it for the first down. Yes, he got it for the first down. Just at the sticks down the left sideline. I cannot believe that Case Keenum was able to get away from the pressure. Step up into the pocket. And throw that ball short side to the first down sticks for Wendell Smallwood to pick up the first down. He got cracked right there, too, by Xavier Rhodes, who came in right there for the tackle. Nice shot by Rhodes right to the shoulder pad area. Wendell Smallwood got knocked out as he is along the sideline right now. Keenum under center 8-I formation for the Redskins with 9:05 left to go in the first quarter. They take the snap. They'll go play action. Keenum goes to the air, steps up in the pocket, loses the football, and the Vikings pounce on it at the 46-yard line of Washington territory. Sloppy Thursday night football. Sloppy here in this game. 2 fumbles in the first 7 minutes of action in tonight's game. Case Keenum stepping up into the pocket and making his presence known from the defensive end side right there. To strip the ball, I believe. That was Hunter for the Minnesota Vikings. Danielle Hunter, number 99. So right now we're on a commercial break. Back-to-back turnovers on the first 2 possessions of the game. Ouch. So Minnesota will get the ball. Good starting position at the Washington, about 46, 47-yard line. Okay, here. Thoughts about Georgia Tech sports. Yikes, Vaughn. Georgia Tech right now has been a real big problem with their sports, whether it's basketball or football. They seem like they're always last in the ACC, like at the very bottom. Like it's been like that, like very bottom, not really talented as far as basketball and football for Georgia Tech. It's been a problem. They haven't been good in basketball since 2004. In football, I honestly don't even remember when they were good in football. I think they beat Georgia, I feel like. I remember, let's see here, I'm going to bring up Georgia Tech versus Georgia football, because I remember watching something when I was a kid on ESPN Classic. I remember watching something, it had to be a game from the 90s. And Georgia Tech got the victory in that game. Hey, what's good? YBKN01, welcome in, man. Thanks so much for joining on the channel right now as I call play-by-play of this game. Currently, we're on commercial break. So he says that he's a Redskins fan, just came back from his time machine from the year of 1988. Oh man, we have a bright future. How we doing? Sure, we have at least 2 more Super Bowl champs. Right from the time machine. We will... Oh man, it's going to be quite a difference in the time machine for sure. I know how you feel, dude, man. I know how you feel. I'm a Patriots fan, by the way, but flash way in the back to the Patriots since their start or so, like the 1970s. The Patriots went like 1-15 a couple of those years, 2-14 in like the 70s, the 80s. They were terrible in the 70s or 80s, and now it's just totally different. Teams have different types of spurts in there. Of course, the dominance of Belichick and Brady probably won't be untouched by another team in the NFL ever again, but teams are different here, and you can have there could be a future upcoming sometime, some year. We'll have to go into the time machine and keep on going, like 2028, 2030 or so, as Dalvin Cook gets the carry, short left counter, and he stumbles over himself and loses a yard in the play. So Minnesota here at their own 47, or at the Washington 47-yard line. It's going to be a 2nd and 11 coming up. Yeah, so Vaughn, Georgia Tech was ranked for college football. They were ranked back in the... Oh, I was looking at the 40s for some reason. I thought that was the 90s. Okay, I have to go in... Oh, they're giving me the 40s. Never mind. I'll bring up Georgia Tech football when they have a second. I want to see when they were last, like, ranked, as they have plenty of time in the pocket. That pass short, down the middle for about a gain of 3, and the catch is Cook from that pass right there. So, getting about 2 or 3 in the pass up the middle by Cousins. Yep. Tom at 65 years old, still playing in the NFL. I saw a meme about that, Tom and Belichick. The year is 2045, and they're still going on. They've been to the Super Bowl around like 40 times together. As they take the snap, Cousins, all the time in the world, passes. Short right slant across the middle to Rudolph. Rudolph not enough for the first down, though. A yard short as he got knocked out of bounds. Nice job there by the Redskins to knock him out a yard short out of bounds. So let's see here. I'm going to take a look at Georgia Tech's football from the past years. So, yeah, so Georgia Tech hasn't been ranked since 2015. I remember they were good. So, yeah, they were good. They were ranked at number 9 for the end of the year in 1998. That's where I must have saw it from, was 1998 with Georgia Tech. So it's going to be 4th and 1. Minnesota will go for it. Handoff up the middle. They get the first down by Cook, as he got enough of it for the first down on the carry by Dalvin Cook. Yeah, I remember that, Vaughn. When I was a kid growing up, Miami U, that's what it was all about in football. It was all about the Miami U when I was growing up. That was like 1998, 99, 2000, 2001. It was all about the U back then, and now they're just struggling as far as football. Basketball, they were terrible last year. They went from being a 6 seed the year before in March Madness to last year, not even close to the tournament. So we have 6.5 left to go in the first quarter. Ball spot at the 35 of Washington. Cousins. Play action. He's going to roll out deep to his right. What are you doing, Cousins? All the way back past midfield. Chucks it out of bounds. Luckily, he didn't take a sack there. That would have been a loss of 20 if he had taken that sack. Threw the ball away just in time. Yeah. Kirk Cousins here against the Redskins secondary. He is bound to have like a 3 or 4 passing touchdown game, I'd say, too. I had predicted here, I think Minnesota would win this one 35-13. You honestly don't know, though, because it's Thursday Night Football. So you have to throw away everything because you're playing on a short week. So it's not really a great analysis of both of these teams because of the short week of play. This is a handoff here to Cook. Cook takes it for a short yardage gain, about a gain of 2 in a carry. We have a flag coming up on the field right now. If you guys are new to the channel, feel free to hit that thumbs up down below. Hit that subscribe button here as well on YouTube, as I call play-by-play in Final Yard Football. Get you guys the flag here in just a moment. So that's a holding call by the offense. Holding call by Minnesota. It's going to back them up 10 yards and repeat 2nd down. So I'll be back tomorrow on my basketball channel, Behind the Arc Basketball. So if you guys enjoy basketball, feel free to join me there. for some basketball action tomorrow. I believe I'll have the Pelicans versus the Mavericks tomorrow, since that's the national game. Yeah, their defensive line isn't that bad. They sacked Tom 4 times in week 5. So the defensive line actually isn't that bad. As Cousins rolls out to his right, he completes that pass, but dragged down at the line of scrimmage is Laquan Treadwell. He got released by the Vikings and then signed once again. He's been hyped up. First round draft pick in 2016, I believe, for Laquan Treadwell. Just hasn't put it together here. So we're under 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 4th and 7 coming up now. As Dan Bailey, the kicker, will come out to attempt a field goal here. 8 for 10 this season with a long of 50. Bailey coming out now from the right hash to attempt this one from 50 as well. To snap the hold, Bailey's kick. This one is up in the dome, and it is up and through. The upright for 3. So Minnesota striking first now in this game. 3-0 the score right now on the Final Yard Football on YouTube. So Vikings will get the football back when we get back to action. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it. Sportscaster and YouTube. So let's get back to the chat right now. Blue Fox Boy saying, did I see Eli Apple and some other dude making fun of Cohen's height? And a few minutes after that, Eli Apple got injured. Oh, man, I actually didn't see that, Blue Fox Boy. But yeah, thanks so much, man. I'll have to check that out when I do have the chance, man. I saw that highlight from Sunday. Devontae Freeman throwing punches at Aaron Donald, and then Darnold just picking him up like a child. That was hilarious. That was so hilarious right there. Is the Rams versus Bengals game a London game? Yes. So that game is in London. That game is at 1 o'clock, though. So that game is in London. 1 o'clock game. And let's see here. I believe there's a game in London next week, too. I'm going to get up the schedule. I believe it's a game with the Jaguars in London. And it's like a 9:30 in the morning game. So let's flash forward here. Week 9. Yeah, so Texans versus Jaguars. So Texans versus Jaguars, Week 9, next Sunday, November 3rd. That game's at Wembley Stadium in London at 9:30 in the morning on NFL Network. So if you guys live in California, like Vaughn, if you're from the Pacific time zone, yeah, that game will come on when you're sleeping, most likely at 6:30 in the morning. I have no clue why they even do those type of games there like that early. It's quite crazy why they hold those games for the Pacific time zone. Like, they had, I think they had it. Oh, it was the Chargers last year. Yeah, it was the Chargers last year around this time where they had a game out in London, and they had it at 9:30 in the morning. It started against Tennessee. So yeah, I have no clue why they even do that for teams out in like the west part of the U.S. or so. I believe that's Houston. So yeah, Houston still. It's gonna start a. Still, people are waking up in Houston. It's not like on the East Coast where it's 9:30 in the morning and people have started to wake up, or people are beginning their day at the moment there. Okay, let's see here. YBN01 has a question to everyone. Do you guys think that we'll ever see a passing running back for flea flickers or RPOs or tricks? Always thought everything through Tebow wasn't as good as quarterbacks. He could have a job like that in the NFL. Interesting there. Interesting there to have like a passing running back. Well, Lamar Jackson's kind of one already there. Because Lamar Jackson can do it with his feet. It's just interesting because when you have a quarterback in the NFL, he needs to pass the ball. That's the #1 main priority, passing over using his feet there in the NFL. But that would be really interesting to have like a double duty. Like if your running back was also a passer as well, how much that could give teams trouble with stuff like fake HB tosses and stuff, like HB toss it over. You can either option it as an HB toss run, or you could pass it down the field. That would give teams all difficulty on all different types of plays, RPOs, flea flickers. That would be crazy if you had like 2 different players that are like elite passers there, a quarterback and then a running back in the backfield. Yes, so Vikings in their color rush tonight, by the way, with those yellow lettering right now. Purple jerseys, yellow lettering, as Washington takes this ball up the middle for about a gain of 3 on the carry to the 28 by Adrian Peterson. So we just got started. Hey, welcome back in, Zachariah. Thanks so much, man, for joining me. So, yep, Vikings right now on top, 3-0. Redskins with a football at their own 28-yard line with a 2nd and 7 coming up now on the field. We're under 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter, everyone. That would be cool if Redskins could wear all white there, Zachariah. Some nice white-on-white uniforms. That would be quite interesting. Shotgun formation right now for Keenum. The quarterback takes the snap. Back to pass. Passes left side to the sticks. Complete first down. This is McLaurin. Turns upfield past the 40, 45. Dragged down at the 47-yard line. Picks up the first down there for the rookie youngster. Terry McLaurin from the Ohio State Buckeyes gets the first down on the catch. So 3-0 so far, 4:10 left to go in the first quarter. Washington staying in the game right now, as this is the I formation. They're doing a much better job than the Sunday night game with Philly in that one. That's a handoff up the middle, going nowhere to AP. Maybe a gain of 2 in the carry. Ooh, name top 3 best whiteout unis. As far as like whiteout, so like Color Rush White. I know they have stuff for like college football, like whiteout unis. I'd say for college football, I believe I've seen them for Oregon in the past. So I'd say Oregon for college football with their whiteout uniforms. That's all that I've seen like for like whiteout, because they don't do that here for the NFL. They always go with a different color lettering. That pass short left side complete once again to the tight end. Sprinkle trying to dive for the first down marker, just a yard short, just a yard shy. But yeah, as far as white Color Rush jerseys, I know the Bengals have a white Color Rush jersey. I'm not really a fan of that one. A lot of teams go in their other like Color Rushes or so. It's usually the actual Color Rush and not just the white Color Rush for a bunch of teams. Oh, the Saints though have gone in, I believe their white Color Rush, which is really cool. They take this pass, short left side, complete to McLaurin at the 40-yard line to get the first down out of it. So a 3rd and 1, they get it for about a gain of 4 in a pass. Zachariah likes the Saints. Raiders. Oh, yeah, that's true right there. Raiders got a great Color Rush one. So, yeah, they got the white and gray for their Color Rush. Patriots Color Rush looks basically the exact same thing as the Texans' home uniforms. What stadium is the Bengals game in London? Check that for you, Vaughn. Let's see here. That is at Wembley. So, next 2 games are at Wembley this week, and then the Texans versus Jaguars next week. Run up the middle there for about a gain of 5 in the carry by Adrian Peterson, as now they're inside Vikings territory. So, Washington's doing a great job so far in this game, sticking right with the Minnesota Vikings right now. So, 2nd and 5 as we're under 1:40 left to go in the first quarter. Ryan's feeling bad for people who think this is a good game right now. Yeah, Washington's sticking right with them, though, but it's been sloppy to watch. 2 fumbles already, and we're not even done with the first quarter. And they shouldn't have been fumbles. And now when Stephon Diggs needs to learn to secure that football and tuck it in. That pass, short race side, complete once again. They go up the field and get the first down out of it. So a gain of 9 in the catch. Paul Richardson picks up the first down. Yes, so Blue Fox Boy, after the Browns, the Patriots start playing real quarterbacks, I am actually really worried about the Ravens. That's going to be the first legit test for the Patriots there, that game against the Ravens. Play action, fake, they pass it, short race side, that one complete once again to Paul Richardson, getting a ton of volume right now with 40 seconds left to go in the first. Ouch. Thanks so much, Ryan, for the update. Cam Reddish has 0 points in 3 quarters. Oh, man. He was picked up at number 10 in the draft. Cam was seen to be, like, possibly, like, it was going to be Zion, RJ, and Cam, 1, 2, 3, and then Cam fell all the way back to 10. So we have 15 seconds left to go in this first quarter. 2nd and 3 coming up. Shotgun formation right now for the Redskins. Keenum has his wide receiver, Trey Quinn, going in motion towards the right side. 2 wide to the left. So go hand it off, right side. The Smallwood tries to get the edge. Nothing there as he goes back to the line of scrimmage on the play. It's going to bring up now a 3rd and 3 coming up on the field here. Yeah, Freddie Kitchens right now, YBK N01. Freddie Kitchens is just not living up to his first year job on the head coaching level right now. They have all the talent in the world. They cannot put the pieces together for Cleveland. Vaughn saying here he remembers a couple years ago they played games in a rugby stadium in London. Oh, wow. So the Rams against Giants. They played in a rugby stadium. Yeah, they played in Tottenham the last couple of games when they started out the London series this year. They played in that Tottenham stadium. That's really interesting. A rugby stadium. Yeah, I've got the Texans beating the Raiders on Sunday too, Zachariah. I cannot believe that people actually think that the Raiders are still good. Like last week, they were like some people like 3-2 record. This team has a winning record. They're actually good, and yeah, they get crushed by Aaron Rodgers. Give up 5 passing touchdowns to him. So we got Ryan here saying DeAndre Hunter from Virginia has 9 points. So 9 points only by DeAndre Hunter for the Atlanta Hawks. Trey Young, though, just going off in that game. So right now we're on commercial break, everybody. We'll head back into action in this game. Since we do so, I'm just going to update you guys on the scoreboard of the other scores going on throughout sports. So we got a 3rd and 4 coming up. We just ended the first quarter, too, by the way. So 3rd and 4 coming up. I'll move this to the second quarter. Redskins with a football at the Vikings 21-yard line. So let's see what's going on here as far as the NBA. Trey Young with 30 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, as he is the leading scorer for the Atlanta Hawks. Derrick Rose with 23 points by Derrick Rose. So he's still grinding in the NBA. Derrick Rose there. Yeah, DeAndre in the starting lineup, 9 points, nothing by Cam Reddish in 19 minutes. 0 for 5 from the floor. And 4 points only by... what is that? I think Alex Len for the Atlanta Hawks. Jabari Parker is 18 points off the bench for Atlanta. And the Pistons, seems like, wow, Derrick Rose from the bench here. 10 for 12 shooting, 23 points, leading the way. 16 points by Andre Drummond of the Pistons. Pistons, not a whole lot of scoring in their starting 5 there for Detroit. They only have Drummond with 16. Everybody else has 10 or less. Vaughn saying here, Joey Wagner says that the Steelers have bad coaching. Yeah, Vaughn, I don't feel like Tomlin is that great of a coach. I feel like Tomlin, why his team's been so good is because of the talent that they had with Roethlisberger, Bell, and Brown all these years, and now they don't have AB and Le'Veon Bell anymore. I think it was more of a talent thing there, and that's why Mike Tomlin will probably, he got saved this year with the quarterback injuries, but next year I think he'll probably get fired. Left side feed to the end zone as we're back to action. The Redskins with McLaurin going up for the ball, and that is pass interference. So pass interference on the play with 14:55 left to go. They're going to have the ball at the 1-yard line. So Xavier Rhodes commits PI as he was turned around to the football. They're going to have great field position. Okay, let's see here. Who has the best stadium in the NFL? Ooh, man, best stadium in the NFL. Of course, I'm a Patriots fan, so I'd have to say Gillette, but... oh, man, I love everything about Gillette, but as far as other stadiums, as far as the noise, I'd have to go with Arrowhead there. Arrowhead with the noise in the environment, how tough it is to play. As far as the weather, like best stadium to play in December to watch a game or so just on television but not go to, I'd say Buffalo. I love to see a game in the snow on TV on Buffalo. Even though it's like a boring stadium to see like on TV just in the daylight. That pass into the middle of the end zone, incomplete, tipped away. So second and goal here at the 1. I would love to see another game for that's played this year at Buffalo that has snow on it. Hey, what's good, John? Thanks so much, man, for joining me. Welcome back in. Once again, second and goal, 14:52 left to go before halftime here. Shotgun formation right now for the Redskins as they'll hand it off up the middle here to Peterson. Nothing on the carry, back to the line of scrimmage at the 2. Yeah, YBK N01. I don't see the Raiders making the playoffs this year. I just don't see them making the playoffs. As far as the 2 wild cards, I have Buffalo, and whoever finishes second in the AFC South, I have that team as a wild card, either Indy or Houston. So I have Buffalo as probably the number 5 seed in the playoffs, and then either between Indy or Houston, who gets that 6th spot, whoever doesn't win the AFC South. 3rd and goal coming up, 14-10 left to go here before halftime. Shotgun formation right now for the Redskins. They take the snap. Back to pass. They step up into the pocket. Down low to the end zone. It is incomplete, the refs are going to say. Trapped down to the ground by Trey Quinn. Incomplete. There's a penalty flag, too, in the play. That is holding by Washington. So, oh, man. Holding penalties have struggled in this game by Washington. One of the times they should have had a sure first down. That one was at the 2-yard line on a goal right there with a 2nd and goal. And they commit the penalty. Zachariah liking best dome stadium energy in Houston or Dallas is for the Cowboys. Dallas just put so much stuff into their stadium. Man, they have so much stuff there. I like this one. I like the U.S. Bank Stadium that they have from Minnesota. I've always been a fan of the Superdome, too, for New Orleans. That's a great stadium. I like to catch a game at the Superdome someday. That would be so cool. So 4th and goal coming up. 21-yard chip shot from the right hash here by Dustin Hopkins to see if he can tie it up. The snap to hold. This kick is dead center. Perfect. So we're tied up at 3, everybody. 3 apiece right now. The Redskins staying in control of this game here right now as they have tied it up. Minnesota hasn't walked away with it. So we're in the 2nd quarter now. So Washington able to keep in this one, which is a positive towards the NFL perspective right now, that you don't have a blowout from the start in the primetime slot. So that's good for the NFL at least. Why do the Super Bowls always be hosted in the South? Vaughn's asking me. My guess there would be because of the weather. The North is because up in the North, if you host it at like New England or Buffalo or Seattle, it's about the weather. The weather could play a factor, and if you have a team that wins, like a dome team from like the NFC that wins, something like New Orleans, going up against a team like the Patriots, it's crazy how much home field advantage would go to the Patriots. Now, they do have a Super Bowl in the upcoming future at MetLife, so that's going to be interesting because you have a Super Bowl in February at MetLife where it could be like 20 degrees that day at MetLife Stadium up in New Jersey. So that'll be like the first ever Super Bowl in a cold climate environment outdoors. But yeah, they've had them at Minnesota, but of course in a dome at Minnesota. Oh, yeah, the old Vikings stadium, Vaughn pointing out, with a roof that caved in. I remember that one. Let's see here. I'm going to scroll up to the chat once again. Blue Fox Boy got drafted by the Raiders in Madden. Yeah, Buffalo is really good. I totally agree with you, YBK N01. That Buffalo defense is the Patriots' worst nightmare right now this season. So that Buffalo defense looks sharp. If Josh Allen had been able to make smarter decisions in that game and not chuck it up like 50-plus yards downfield, it would have been a totally different outcome. So this Buffalo Bills team is for real. That defense can take them there, and it's going to take them to get a playoff seed, that's for sure. I see them as a 5 seed going into the playoffs. They got such an easy schedule, too. They have the road paved for them to get to the playoffs. Yes, Blue Fox Boy pointing out Jacoby Brissett doing great, 4 touchdown passes. Jimmy G with the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G not really having like a stellar year, but the 49ers undefeated because of that defense. The reason why the 49ers are so good is because they allow the fewest passing yards in the NFL. What they've done in the past 3 weeks, allowed 100 passing yards to Baker Mayfield on Monday Night Football. The following week, allowed 78 passing yards to Jared Goff of the Rams. Last Sunday, allowed 77 passing yards to Case Keenum of the Redskins. It's crazy how good that passing defense is for the San Francisco 49ers. And they can get 5 turnovers in the game like they did against the Steelers, and they can still manage to win the game because how good their defense is, making stop after stop after stop. So this ball gets kicked to the back of the end zone. Minnesota will take off now with 14 minutes left to go. They'll take it from their own 25-yard line. Oh, wow, Ryan updated me here. Cam Reddish finally hit a 3, so he gets his points there in the game for Atlanta. Hey, what's good, Vegas Vits? Thanks for joining me back once again. Okay, DeAndre Hunter now with 12 points. So that's good to see the young gun, DeAndre Hunter, getting some points in that game. So, yeah, Super Bowl in Miami this year. So that's an outside Super Bowl. I remember, like, all the past Super Bowls, like, from the last few years have been in the Dome. That's a carry, left side counter by Dalvin Cook for about a gain of 5 in the carry. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 here from the 30 in Minnesota. Yeah, they got rid of that old Viking stadium and are in this one now for US Bank fun. And yes, indeed, Vegas Vix. Patriots D and Bills D are scary. Indeed. It's what the defense, it's all about defense this year with the top teams in the NFL. All about defense. The Packers are up there not because of their defense giving up total yards, but because of the takeaways they forced with that defense. That's a first down. Big burst of speed by Dalvin Cook. Gets it for the first down run as he got enough right there to the first down marker. So ball now at the 35-yard line of Minnesota territories. They just got the first down. 1st and 10 here, ace formation for the Vikings. With a football, Cook in the backfield, 2 wide to the right, 1 wide to the left. Blue Fox Boy saying here, Patriots D so scary. Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts. I cannot believe they aired that. Cook on the run, left side counter, gains around 7 on the carry to about that 43-yard line. But there's a flag down on the field. It appears to be a holding call by Minnesota, so they'll get backed up here. Yep, holding call by the Vikings, so they get backed up on the play. Yeah, Jimmy G there for YBK-N01. Jimmy G, not a game manager. He's saying not a game changer. Yeah, Jimmy G hasn't had, like, the top, like, passing yards, passing stats, touchdowns this season. He's just a great compliment over to the defense. It's a defensive-led team, and that's how they've been able to win games. So, if it doesn't matter how good of a quarterback you are, you're able to win games just by being a compliment to the defense, and that's what Jimmy G's done this season. Screen pass. Over, they're going to get it to Cook past the 30. 35 here up towards the 40, and dragging a tackler along for a gain of 17, close to a first down, just, it will be a 2nd and short. It was a 1st and 20 for the Vikings on the screen pass, and Dalvin Cook got about 17 out of it, so it's going to be a 2nd down and short now. That'll be interesting there, Zachariah. They need to play in San Diego with the dirt and stuff, real grass, get really dirty. Look at Drew Brees, picks for the Chargers. Oh, man, I wish that they still were playing in that San Diego stadium. That stadium still lives on today. That pass over the middle. Here goes Diggs. 50, 45, 35 to the 30, and Diggs is down at the 27-yard line, and a slant pass up the middle, and he takes it right there for a big first down inside the Redskins territory at the 27. Stephon Diggs working on his one-on-one man, just completely fools him too from the outside. Fabian Morrow just completely missed where Diggs was going. Thought that Diggs was going towards the right sideline. Diggs instead turned up towards the middle of the field, got a huge reception out of it. 1st and 10 here for the Vikings. Ace formation, Cook in the backfield. 1 wide over towards the right. So they take the snap. They'll hand it off, left side counter, past the 20 here. Cook dragging tacklers just like that for about a gain of 9 in the carry. All the way to the 17-yard line. Yeah, they still use that for San Diego State games. Von saying there. For that San Diego Chargers old stadium. I remember it used to be called Qualcomm Stadium back in the day for San Diego. Why does the NFL want to go to 18 games in the future? I guess just more football for the general public out there. I'm guessing. I think it's just such in the public demand that they want more football, but the players don't want any more games. They're already beat up. 16 is enough here for the players. It's just one of the interesting proposals they were making was 16 games, but whoever starts in those 16 games, you cannot have them play for the last 2. So that would be really weird. So if Tom Brady started all 16 games, he cannot play in the last 2, which it would be interesting. It would put into a little bit of strategy into the game or so. It would put some strategy in there. So 1st and goal now, guys, for the Vikings as they have it at the Redskins 10-yard line. So they have it in the ace formation here with Kirk Cousins in the backfield. This is Kirk Cousins. Back to pass. Drops back here. Steps up into the pocket. He is sacked. Drop back at the 14-yard line for a loss of 4. On the play, coming up with a sack right there is Matt Ioannidis, the defensive end for the Redskins. Vegas Vic saying Baker Mayfield will see the ghost this Sunday. Trick or treat. So, yep, last game before Halloween for the Patriots, seeing some ghosts, maybe some goblins, and a scarecrow on the field as well. The Lions are coming down to earth, Vaughn is pointing out. So, Lions right now coming down to earth because that unfortunate game on Monday Night Football set them back. That is what's unfortunate there. As 2 illegal hands to the face penalties by Trey Flowers. Vikings gets the football past the 5 to the 3-yard line as it'll now be a 2nd and goal. Or 3rd and goal coming up now by Minnesota from the 3. Yeah, same here, Vegas Vix. Don't know why you traded Quandre Diggs from the team. The Lions were with it. They were still with it. They got the top division in the NFL though, but the division is just so solid there with the NFC North that I don't know how in the world they would even compete against the rest of the teams here. The Vikings, the Packers, even though they stayed in the games, just compete with them with their record because the Lions looking like they're going to be last again like was projected. As the Vikings take the snap, and they're going to get sacked here. So, drop back once again. The Redskins get 2 sacks on that drive. Wow. So, you get 2 sacks there in a drive. What defense up front? Washington playing in this game, sacking Kirk Cousins twice in that drive. Oh, wow. Vaughn remembered the San Diego Fleet playing in that old Charger Stadium. Wow. That was correct with the AAF. 29-yard attempt to snap the hole. That one is up. That one is good. That is correct with the AAF. I remember the first night of the AAF. San Antonio. And, what was it? Mike Bercovici with a shot heard around the world that his helmet blew off. That was crazy. That was the opening night of the AAF. It started out with a bang just like that. So, Minnesota with a field goal. This game has been a snooze fest so far with field goals, but Washington keeping their team into the game because of their defense. The defensive line has kept their team into the game. Could have been 14-3 instead. It's 6-3 because they hold Minnesota to 2 field goals instead of 2 touchdowns. Wasn't Mohamed Sanu talking a lot of trash in the Falcons versus Pats game? I don't exactly remember there, Blue Fox Boy. Don't exactly remember about Mohamed Sanu if he was talking trash into that game. But interesting point there. Zachariah wishing that you could big hit someone like back in the day. Yep, just like on the old PlayStation games where you had the right control knob to go with that like highlight stick stuff. Just light them right up there. Oh wow, Vegas Vic's hearing that Robbie Anderson is on the trade block. So if Robbie Anderson's on the trade block, like, who in the world are the Jets going to have to catch footballs there? Demaryius Thomas if he's healthy? That's it. They don't really have much as far as wide receivers. So Robbie Anderson on the trade block is a rumor. Yeah, that is about 4 hours ago. Robbie Anderson, top receiver of the Jets on the trading block 4 hours ago, reported in this article by CBS Sports. Wow. So Jets not feeling this year. They're trying to get some of the top draft picks. Vaughn hearing that they want to put the Super Bowl in President's Day weekend. So that would be February 19th. So there's no way they would put the Super Bowl on President's Day weekend, Vaughn, because if they do so, that would compete straight with the Daytona 500. That would compete right with the Daytona 500, who is always, like, that Sunday they have it. Like, whatever the Sunday is, February 19th, February 20th, they always have the Daytona 500. So that would never happen. That would take away the NASCAR audience for the opening race for NASCAR. Yeah, Vaughn. AAF only lasted for 1 month. Hey, what's good, Cleveland Sports? Thanks so much, man, for joining me back here on Sportscaster. So 6-3 the score. 7:26 left to go before halftime right now. I'm just going to go up to the YouTube chat, see what you guys were saying right now. Lions could have been the NFC North winner right now if they won the Packers and Chiefs game. Saying YBK N01. Yeah, that was just unfortunate there with that hands to the face call. That was called twice by Trey Flowers. The first 2 times in his career that he was called for that penalty. That was just a crusher on Monday Night Football 2 weeks ago. Oh, would I fight Ray Lewis or Calais Campbell? I'd say Calais Campbell there, Zachariah. Yes, I saw that, Vaughn. XFL team schedule came out the other day. Vaughn doesn't want Robbie Anderson to be traded. I feel you, dude. I wouldn't want so either. If I was a Jets fan, man, that's your #1 target there. You don't have any other wide receivers. Demaryius Thomas, if he's healthy. Who else you have is like Braxton Berrios and Nunwa is done for the season. As that's a run up the middle by the Redskins as Adrian Peterson slips and falls at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as they'll have the ball once again at their own 25 with a 2nd and 10. Wow, so Phillip Rivers, YBK N01 seeing here a trade of this fantasy. In the fantasy world, he would love to see Phillip Rivers to go to Chicago, making a lot of sense. Yeah, Chicago is just 1 quarterback away from making a deep playoff run. That's a pass towards the left side for a gain of 11 on the catch right there by Terry McLaurin as he gets the first down. Gain of 11 right there to about the 36-yard line. That'll be helpful, though. Definitely for Chicago. They're a quarterback away because Mitch Trubisky obviously is not the answer. First and 10 now. 6:18 left to go here before halftime. Keenum, the quarterback, as they're in the ace formation. Peterson in the backfield. They'll take the snap. Back to pass. Keenum passes this one down the deep right sideline. Going up for it. Incomplete. Paul Richardson, the intended receiver in coverage, was Trey Waynes, the corner, who got his hands on it and deflected that ball as it was in the hands of Richardson as it fell incomplete. Yes, Vaughn. NBA always competes with the NHL. And the NBA is basically like the go-to channel is ESPN or TNT for the NBA, whereas the NHL is NBCSN. Usually, that's the only way to get the NHL, besides in Canada where they have TSN, will be NBCSN in the US. But both of them competing. So we have 6 minutes left to go here before halftime. They take the snap. Short left pass on the slant. Complete. Breaks a tackle and gets past the first down marker for a gain of 12. On a catch by the wide receiver, Kelvin Harmon. Mitch Trubisky just not putting it together this year. Not putting it together. They need another answer as far as quarterback. They shouldn't have picked him. How in the world does Chicago pick up him in the draft and not Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson? Like, you gotta be kidding me, the Bears. Like, if you had picked up Mahomes or Watson right now, you would be going to the Super Bowl. 5.5 left to go here. A pass across the middle. Complete first down to about the 37. On the catch, gain of 14 by the wide receiver, Trey Quinn. So we're going to approach this 5-minute mark left to go here before halftime. Yeah, MLB competing with the MLS, Vaughn is saying there. Yeah, I don't watch the MLS. I don't watch soccer. If you want real soccer, watch international soccer, not US MLS stuff. The good soccer comes from the international countries like Portugal. So that's a HB toss, right side. They're going to break a tackle by Peterson. Cuts towards the middle here. Breaks another tackle, pass the 35. Dragged down right after the 30-yard line. Great carry by Peterson for about a gain of 14. 14 yards. Looked like he was going nowhere. He saw a gap right there. Broke a tackle and took it up the seam for 14. Yeah, it's looking like Trubisky will be a bust. Unfortunately, he's had a couple big games where he has shined. 6 touchdown passes last year against the Buccaneers, but he's not living up to it this year. Ball now at the 23-yard line, Minnesota. Redskins down by 3. They take the snap, screen it over. Right side to their tight end, pass the 20. 15 here, down the right side. Dragging tacklers along to the 10-yard line. They pick up the first down on the play. Gain of 13 to another tight end they just incorporated on the team for a gain of 13. So Redskins moving the football. Yeah, not really a whole lot of people there, Vaughn, in the U.S. care about the MLS. I don't even know like what channels they air those games on. Like they're not even televisable. I feel like they're not on any of these like channels on like a national broadcast. First and goal now for the Redskins. They're moving the ball. 3.5 left to go here before halftime. Shotgun formation for Keenum. Keenum from the gun takes the snap. Back to pass. Passes right side. Going out for it. Gets it. To about the 5-yard line by Terry McLaurin. And it's going to be a 2nd and goal from the 5. Blue Fox Boy saying here, Tom Brady, the only one to break the Madden curse. Yeah, man, the Madden curse just so unfortunate there. They should just put somebody generic that doesn't even play like football anymore to be on like the Madden cover to stop the Madden curse. Like have like somebody from like the past, like somebody historical be a part of it once. Or like a head coach or something. 2:55 left to go before halftime. Put Bill Belichick up there on the Madden cover. Keenum takes the snap into the gun. He gets sacked, loses the football, but the Redskins pounce on it. It's going to bring up now a 3rd and goal. So Keenum gets sacked on the play as we have 2:40 left to go before half. Yeah, all the rumors there, Vegas Vix is pointing out. Adam Schefter really thinking that Tom's going to leave New England. So all these rumors here lately, like when in the past few days that's popped up with Tom leaving New England, like are you for real? Like you gotta be kidding me. I don't see that at all. I don't see that at all that Tom will be leaving the Patriots in the offseason. Vaughn saying here, why in the world would the Bears draft a player from UNC with that type of football team? Oh man, should have drafted somebody for the NBA for UNC, but it's a basketball program, not a football program. They drafted Trubisky. They drafted Trubisky ahead of Watson and Mahomes. Like, where in the world does the scouts come up, like, with the information for that? Trubisky? Better than Mahomes? Better than Watson? Like, are you for real? You just shot yourself in the foot now because you lost out on those 2 quarterbacks, which happen to be the top QBs now 3 years later. What do you think would have happened if Jay Cutler gave a damn about football and was disciplined? Yeah, he'd be a much better player. That's for sure. Be a much better player, probably like to the playoffs or so. He'd lead his teams way more times to the playoffs for Jay Cutler if he actually had the motivation to play. Probably not a Super Bowler, but if he had the motivation to play, definitely would get his team into the playoffs quite a bit there. Oh, man. That'd be awful. Ryan put in here, watch as they put a historic player and historic figure in the cover and they die that year. That'd be terrible. Yeah, the Madden curse is just tough to break. Tough to break right there for the Madden curse. Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald survived the Madden curse. Zachariah is saying here. Yeah, so many people on the Madden covers every single year, man. Every single year I played video games when I was growing up, like all the retro games back in the 2000s. So right now we're on commercial break. We're going to get back into this game here in a matter of moments as we're on Sportscaster, we're on YouTube calling play-by-play of action tonight. Kirk Cousins, 8 for 9 passing, 106 yards through the air. Case Keenum, 12 for 16, 130 yards. What is interesting, though, so far in this game is the Washington Redskins defense. Stopping Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook now 7 carries only for 31 yards. So Dalvin Cook only with 7 carries for 31 yards heading into this game as the #1 running back in the NFL. Madden curse stopper put a dead NFL legend. There you go. Yo, like, why in the world do you draft a player from UCLA there, Vaughn? That's another thing. I don't know why the scope, like, what did the scouts see in Josh Rosen to be a quarterback? Like, what in the world? And now he's not going to be the starter ever again. He's not going to ever be a starter ever again after the season for Josh Rosen. He lost the starting job once again to Fitzpatrick. So, yeah, Josh Rosen was number 10. So I have no clue what the scouts even saw in that. 2015 has to be the worst draft class. So here comes on the field goal. The snap, the hold, this kick by Hopkins is up. It's up in good dead center with 1:57 left to go before halftime. We are tied up at 6. So I have no clue what the scouts were even looking at when they picked up Josh Rosen. Another one of those, well, the 2015 draft class in general. Winston and Mariota going 1 and 2 in the draft. And now they got a matchup this Sunday with each other. Tennessee versus Washington. But both of those players will be sitting on the bench as bench warmers for the game. So that is just embarrassing. Both of those quarterbacks losing their starting job. It's just so unfortunate. All the hype about these two quarterbacks, they met each other in the college football playoffs in 2015, and they don't play each other in the NFL now, even though they went 1 and 2 in the draft, because both of them have been benched. Yeah, true there, YBK N01. Rosen just really hasn't got a shot there, but I'm not sold on Rosen at all as quarterback. I'm just not sold on him. I think that too many head coaches have given up on Rosen. I don't think he's going to be a starter next year. I think they're going to go in another direction. Miami's going to need to draft a quarterback, and then Rosen's probably going to get left out someplace as a backup, most likely. Let's see here who's starting for the Bucks, because yeah, I saw earlier in the week Jameis. I'm gonna just see here again because I saw earlier in the week it seemed like Jameis Winston was sitting. Yeah, so it seems like Jameis Winston is gonna be benched for this game. Alright, yeah, because I checked up on earlier in the week, it said on Monday that he was going to get benched here. Let's see, Buccaneers, maybe this will solve it. Buccaneers quarterback. Because they honestly don't even have the starter. I saw earlier on Monday that he was going to get benched, but they don't have anybody. That's the problem here, is that they don't have anybody for the Buccaneers. So we have a minute 57 left to go in the game here. Get back to action here in just a moment for the game right now as that kick goes to the back of the end zone. Vikings will get the football right back. So, yeah, let's see what they have for the chart. Wow, Ryan Griffin as the backup quarterback. So Ryan Griffin is the backup quarterback. If he does start on Sunday, he might actually start over. He's played in the NFL for 6 seasons. He's never taken a snap because of what Jameis Winston did in the last game. 5 interceptions he threw for Jameis Winston in the last game. So 1:57 here left to go. So Ryan Griffin is the guy's name. Never even has played a single snap in the NFL. So we're back to action. This pass across the middle. And they're going to take it to the 30 on a screenplay. Looks like Blaine Gabbert, who was the backup quarterback for the Bucks, is on the injured reserve. So he is injured. Ryan Griffin for the Buccaneers. He played college football at Tulane. Yeah, so 5 interceptions, 2 fumbles for Jameis Winston in the last game. Ouch. It's going to be a long season there for Tampa for the rest of the year now. Alright, so that's a little dump off to Cook. Cook's going to take it past the 35 to the 40. Takes it to about the 45-yard line. Vikings going no huddle here with a minute and a half left to go before halftime. Blue Fox Boy thinking that the Dolphins will draft Tua. They'll be okay. We'll see if what Tua brings in the NFL. This pass across the middle. Oh, it's caught to the 40-yard line. Dragged down at the 38 for the first down right there by Olabisi Johnson of the Vikings. Trade Trubisky for Cam. I feel like Cam is, like, not going to be able to ever recover again in the NFL. His best days are behind him. Screen pass set up for Cook. Cook breaking tackles now. Takes it down the right sideline. He's circling 20-yard line. Stiff arm here at the 15. Walks the tightrope past the 10 to the 5-yard line. He is out of bounds. Dalvin Cook with a huge gain right there on the play. Going from the left side of the screen. Over cuts towards the right and picks up a huge play in the first down. Dalvin Cook running away from everybody right there. Cooking right now in that highlight play. Right set up on the screen pass towards the left side and circled around the defense as he has 73 receiving yards, only 31 carrying the ball. He's been the #1 ball carrier this season in the NFL, but receiving today, it's been different in this game with 71 receiving yards. 48 seconds left to go before half. They'll hand it off up the middle here. This is rookie running back Alexander Matterson as he takes it to about the 7-yard line in the carry. Alright, yeah, so I had saw an article on Monday, just wanted to clear up a couple moments ago. I did see an article on Monday, it said Jameis Winston likely to be benched. I just checked the updates. It says that Jameis Winston will be the starter. So he will be the starter over Ryan Griffin this week. As that is a run up the middle past the 5-yard line by Cook to about Madison, who got the run to about the 3-yard line. So Madison on the run right there. About a gain of 4 in the carry. He's going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 3. So 1 day ago, this article was updated here with Marcus Mariota already benched. Jameis Winston looking to bounce back. So Jameis will be starting for the Buccaneers, as Bruce Arians did announce it this week. So later this week, Arians announced there was uncertainty there when I checked on Monday earlier this week about Jameis Winston, if he would play or not. But the backup is a player named Ryan Griffin, a player in his 6th year in the NFL, hasn't taken a single NFL snap, who played college football in Tulane. So that is just not a good situation when your quarterback's in jeopardy right now for Tampa Bay and your backup quarterback has never played a single down in the NFL. Yep, so Marcus Mariota will be benched for this game, and Ryan Tannehill will be the starter once again for Tennessee, which he's building up chemistry with Corey Davis. He's been doing a great job with Corey Davis. The past game, it was great with those two against the Chargers. They built a lot of chemistry on the field. Dalvin Cook, the chef out there, cooking it up on the field right now. Indeed, Vegas Vix. Wow, Vaughn remembers Winston's first throw in the NFL. I remember I had Marcus Mariota on my fantasy team in 2015. I remember his first game, he got me 24 fantasy points. Everybody was like, oh, wow, Marcus Mariota could take this team to the Super Bowl in the future. This guy looks legit, and then after that, he just never lived up to his hype. He might have lived it up one other time to his hype, that game against Kansas City in the wild card round where Mariota caught his own pass and went into the end zone for the touchdown, and then Sean McDonough's voice cracked on that play. But other than that, haven't really seen that too many games that Mariota has balled out in the NFL. Florida State against Oregon back in the Rose Bowl there. Yep, college football playoffs and the semis back in 2015, Vaughn's pointing out. Zachariah says, trade Mariota for Cam. I feel like Cam's washed up by this point. He's had so many surgeries that I don't know how you can recover ever again. I'm guessing that Cam might retire at the end of the season, honestly. I'm feeling like Cam might retire because he's not himself. Like what he was back in like 2015, 2016, he has never reached that full potential at all. It's just it's just terrible what Cam has become now, and it's not because of like the talent or anything there. It's just because he's gone through so many surgeries. He keeps on getting injured, and he's just never been able to bounce back through injury. So 3rd and goal coming up now with 11 seconds left to go before halftime. Shotgun formation here in the 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Minnesota in the gun with Cousins. Cousins takes the snap, hands it off HB draw up the middle of Cook. Cook going to the end zone, crossing the plane, and let's see what the refs say here. Minnesota thinks it's a touchdown. One ref comes in. Yes, it is. All plays will be reviewable for scores. This one, certainly so, as we have a 12-6 lead by the Vikings with 7 seconds left to go before halftime here in this game. So that's the HB draw. Cook took it for a gain of 4 up the middle. Got it, yup, past the plane for the touchdown. That is indeed a touchdown on instant replay right there. So that, too, Zachariah pointing out, injuries causing Marcus Mariota to fail. That too, he just hasn't been able to live up to any of his hype and hasn't been able to play his full seasons in the NFL either for Mariota. How about Calais Campbell for Cam Newton? I think Cam now is washed up. I think that he's gonna retire. So that trade wouldn't be fair, as that is the extra point. That one is up and that one is through the upright. 13-6 now the score. I honestly think Cam's going to retire after this season because he's got hurt so much. And he thinks that Josh Allen will be fine for the Jaguars. I do like Gardner Minshew as a starter, though, for Jacksonville. So I really do like Gardner Minshew. There's no way they're going to be trading that guy now. No way. Yes, Vaughn, the 2015 Panthers that went all the way to the Super Bowl to take on the Broncos. And then they were disappointing the following year, I think. They went with a 7-9 record, I think, the following year. There's usually one of those teams that, like, goes and makes a deep run, like the 2016 Cardinals, and then the next season they're disappointing. Or I think that was the 2015 Cardinals, one of those. They made it all the way to the they made it all the way to the playoffs that year. So this is a kick return, 5 seconds left to go. They take it down the left sideline here. Big burst of speed by Sims and out of bounds. Okay, defensive end Josh Allen from the Jags. Okay, so yeah, that clears that up, I was going to say. But yeah, Cam does have an MVP on his belt, but he just hasn't been the same player that he was back in 2015. So yeah, right now we're just at halftime, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being a part here to stream tonight, as we are on Final Yard Football on YouTube. We're also on Sportscaster here on the Sports Dish, calling play-by-play for you guys. Wow, that first half really went by fast. That went by fast here. It just whizzed right by. Usually the other games that we have on Thursday Night Football, it's about like 10 o'clock at night, and we just are in halftime. Right now we're at 9:34 p.m. on the East Coast. We're at halftime. So let's go over some of the stuff that happened in the first half right here. Since we're at halftime, not a whole lot of things to go over. Not a whole lot of big plays out there in the field. As Kirk Cousins passed the ball 12 for 13 with 173 yards in this game by Cousins. Dalvin Cook only had 35 rushing yards, but he's been a huge threat receiving the football in this one. 5 receptions, 73 yards, and a bunch of screen passes here by Cook in this game. As Stephon Diggs has 3 receptions for 70 yards as well. Kyle Rudolph with 2 receptions for 13 yards at the moment. Here right now for Minnesota, Case Keenum, only 4 incompletions by Case. No interceptions, though, by Case. He did fumble the football earlier earlier on, though. 12 for 16, 130 passing yards by Keenum. Adrian Peterson, 8 carries for 33 yards. The leading receiver, Terry McLaurin, the rookie from Ohio State, 4 receptions for 39 yards. So those are the numbers right now as we're at halftime. Yes, I do, Zachariah. Remember Ryan Shazier and the terrible hit that he got on Monday Night Football, that his football career has never resumed after that point. Hopefully we can see Shazier back on the field someday or so. But yeah, some of these players have just, their careers have been just injury ridden. Like Zach Miller, who used to be a tight end for the Chicago Bears. That was too bad. His ACL on the catch in the end zone, his ACL just blew out right there, and he was never able to resume football ever again in his career. That was too bad because he was a great tight end too. Yeah, that's too bad for Shazier. Is that he could have been a Hall of Famer, and then this has just abruptly stopped his career with that hit, as he's never been able to get back onto the field. Wow. So YouTube moved the comments, Blue Fox Boy is saying. So YouTube moved the comments there. I'm just going to check that out to see what you guys are seeing here from my computer. Yeah, my computer here looks fine. I'm going to bring it up on another tab on another computer, see what I'm seeing. Will the Dolphins put up a fight against the Steelers? That's what Vaughn's putting right now. I don't think so. I do like the Steelers. Whoever starts as quarterback, Mason Rudolph might be back this week for Pittsburgh, but I do like Pittsburgh's defense to give the Dolphins all fits. Historically, these Monday Night Football games have been a drag to watch and just a blowout. And like almost every single game, besides the Packers versus Lions, all the other games have been blowouts. I really do like the Steelers with their much improved defense to have like a defensive touchdown in that game and stop the Dolphins for sure. Like tons of times. I feel like Miami's gonna struggle all game against Pittsburgh. Let's see here, I'm gonna check. I believe it's at Pittsburgh too. So let's see. Yeah, it's at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's favored by 14, so I like Pittsburgh a lot in that game. I don't think it's gonna be competitive like a lot of these Monday night games have been. So I do like Pittsburgh by quite a bit. I think it's gonna be like probably 24-6. Who's the best tight end of all time? I'll say Tony Gonzalez there, Zachariah. So I'll put Tony Gonzalez, best tight end of all time. Gronk is up there, though. We have a couple good tight ends still in the NFL. Travis Kelce, Jimmy Graham, Zach Ertz. Greg Olson's up there in age. Much better, though, during his prime years. Shannon Sharp, yep. Let's see here. So yeah, right now we're just on commercial break, everybody. We will head back into the stream here in a matter of moments. Antonio Gates, that too. So Antonio Gates, he's up there as one of the best of all time for tight ends. Gronk, of course, is up there. I'd say Tony Gonzalez, though. Shannon Sharp, too. He is up there. So looking at some of the stats here, 147 total yards by the Redskins in that first half. Getting outgained in the yards by the Vikings, 213. Vikings going into the end zone right before halftime with Dalvin Cook on the rushing touchdown. So that has been a difference maker so far in the game. It was tied up at 6, but the rushing touchdown up the middle. 4-yard TD by Dalvin Cook, as he only has 35 rushing yards, but he's been a huge receiving threat right now. And this one on screen passes all over the place. One of them is a highlight reel play that he had. So let's see. Okay, yeah, Minnesota had the football first. So I'm just looking at the possession. So Minnesota actually had the football first. So Washington will get it back for the second half. Yeah, if Gronk had played longer, Yeah, I feel that Blue Fox boy. I feel like if Gronk had played longer, he would have surpassed Tony Gonzalez as far as being like the best considered tight end. It was just he was another one of those players that retired too soon for Gronk. If he had played some more years, got a couple more Super Bowl rings, he definitely would have been the #1 tight end in the books. It was just one of those players that retired too soon. Him, Andrew Luck, another one. Now we see players all the time just retiring way too soon. Whatever sport it is, they retire way too soon. We had a couple of those guys for NASCAR a few years ago. I felt like they retired too soon for NASCAR. Carl Edwards was a NASCAR racer. He only lasted like a decade or so, but he was up there as like one of the top 25 drivers to ever race in the Cup Series. But he was fantastic. He instead though he left racing to run for politics. Greg Biffle too left the NASCAR series. So we see it now in sports quite a bit. All these players, like no matter what it is, non-contact sports or contact sports, and they're leaving like earlier than expected now. Oh, will Rutgers be good this season for basketball, Vaughn saying? I will say never this year for Vaughn. So if Rutgers will be good, I am saying no. They are probably going to be at the bottom of the Big Ten this year. Patrick Willis, as Zachariah is saying here. Yeah, so I think, yeah, his career. Oh, he only played 8 years in his career. It seems like he played for the 49ers. Yep, so 2007 to 2014, he only played for the 49ers. That he seemed like, yeah, he left football well before where he should have. Should have just kept on playing. Should have padded up the stat lines right there. So only 8 years he had for his career. So let's see here. Right now we're just on the commercial break. I'm going to update you guys with a couple of scores of what's going on right now. Wow, 7 Pro Bowls by Patrick Willis, and he only had 8 seasons in the NFL. Yeah, that's a career way too short there for the man. We got some score updates coming in right now. College football, number 16 ranked SMU leading 28 to 19. SMU or 28 to 20 now as Houston just got the extra point, so it was 28 to 20 with 14 minutes left to go in the third right there. As far as the NBA tonight, Atlanta Hawks won their game, 117 to 100 against the Detroit Pistons. Trae Young won the game, 38 points for Atlanta, leading all scorers. Houston Rockets leading 82 to 74 against the Milwaukee Bucks with 2:15 left to go in the third. So that's what's going on in sports right now as we welcome you guys in here to Sportscaster and YouTube on the play-by-play call of this game, 13 to 6 at halftime. Yeah, Vaughn, he's pointing out Rutgers doesn't play like they belong in the power conference for football and basketball. Yeah, I don't agree. Like, why in the world they should play in the Big Ten for sports there for basketball, especially basketball. They should play in the American once again for basketball. They went from the Big East to the American, and then they moved over to the Big Ten. They should move at least back to the American for Rutgers, in my opinion. That's where they should play for basketball. As far as football, they just don't compete either. They struggle to compete right there against their Big Ten teams in football. Let's check here. I'm going to see that standings for this year. So, let's see the Big Ten standings right now for football if I bring it up for you guys in just a moment. We'll check to see how Rutgers is doing this year. So, Big Ten standings right now. Yeah, Rutgers dead last. 1-6 overall, 0-5 in the conference by Rutgers. They need to go someplace else, like CUSA or something. Another league here for Rutgers that they would need to belong in. Let's see. What would work out for Rutgers, everybody, as far as a conference right now, as I am looking at it? Well, Appalachian State is ranked in the Sun Belt. They're undefeated. But that conference would not work out for Rutgers. I'd say probably Conference USA. The ACC, not really for the ACC. They wouldn't be able to compete against those teams either. Maybe they win against Georgia Tech, but that would be the only team that I'd see them beating would be Georgia Tech if they competed in the ACC. So yeah, the American. It would be the American for basketball and football that Rutgers would need to go into. Let's see, I'm just going to bring up what they've done so far. Or just cut their football team in general. That's another thing. With them and UConn. That could be something. Yeah, so Rutgers only has one win this season. And it was in their season opener against UMass. So that explains a lot right there. They beat UMass out of all teams. UMass is almost dead last in the NFL, guys. Or, in the college football world right now, guys. So UMass almost dead last in college football. I believe Toledo is last with like a winless record. As right now we're just heading back to action here in just a moment. So we just finished up halftime. I'm gonna move this graphic over to the third quarter. Welcome in everybody to the stream now as we are on Final Yard Football on YouTube. Redskins. We'll get the kickoff here in just a moment. Vikings up 13-6. Dalvin Cook with a touchdown run with 7 seconds left to go before halftime. A 4-yard plunge into the end zone to take the lead here for the Minnesota Vikings. As far as that, it's been only a touchdown. The rest has been field goals. This game has gone by pretty fast. Hey, no problem, Vaughn. Thanks so much, man, for joining me. Feel free to come on back whenever you're ready. Thank you, man, for joining me tonight on the channel. Alright, here we are, everyone, getting ready to go back into this game right now as we welcome in everyone here to the Sports Dish on Sportscaster and on YouTube on Final Yard Football for this game. Alright, Vikings will kick off this football in just a moment. Minnesota will be back to return now for the second half of this game right now. So they're going to boot it off with their kicker for the Vikings, as that is Dan Bailey. Kicks in. They're going to return it 3 yards deep from their own end zone. Redskins, spin move. Sims, past the 20-yard line. There's an injured Redskin player down on the field. On the play, slow to get up. I believe it's number 48 for Washington, but he does get up. And here we are. We have a quarterback change. We have a quarterback change in this game, everyone. So here we are coming onto the field. Dwayne Haskins making the move as quarterback now is Case Keenum. Okay, so Case Keenum is being evaluated for a concussion right now, guys. On a sack that he took late in that second half. So Case Keenum now evaluated for a concussion. Here comes out Dwayne Haskins as quarterback. Haskins from the gun right now. Takes the snap, hands this one off up the middle. As that is going to be no gain on the carry by AP. No gain to start out this third quarter here. So Dwayne Haskins coming in as quarterback right now. Thank you guys so much for being a part here of both of these streams on Final Yard Football and also on the Sports Dish on Sportscaster tonight. The number 15 overall draft pick from Ohio State, Dwayne Haskins, is the quarterback as we're under 14.5 left to go in the third quarter. Right now, right here, Dwayne Haskins really needs to deliver in this game, and he has an opportunity tonight. Ball at the 22-yard line. Haskins, ace formation. Peterson in the backfield, takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Rolls out to his left. That pass complete to the tight end. Sprinkle. Lowers his shoulder past the 25. And he's stopped at about the 27-yard line for a third down now. And about 4 on the field here for the Redskins. So 3rd and 4 coming up now on the field as that was Jeremy Sprinkle lowering his shoulder right there on the reception on the play by Washington. So we approach the 14-minute mark left to go in the third quarter. Haskins under center right now as the quarterback. So we have a 3rd and 3 coming up for Washington. This play is blown dead. So this play right now is blown dead on the field. We will check to see what this is all about. We have a whistle on the play. It's going to stop the clock. We have 13:54 left to go in the third quarter. So Colt McCoy did not suit up for this game. He is inactive tonight with an injury. going into the blue medical tent. So injured player into the blue medical tent. One of the best in the secondary is Xavier Rhodes heading off to the blue medical tent, being treated for a concussion. 13:40 left to go in the third quarter right now. Haskins takes the snap, passes short left side, incomplete on the play intended for Quinn. Tight coverage right there by the Vikings as Mackenzie Alexander was in coverage all over Quinn. And that was an incomplete pass. Going to bring up a punting situation here for the Redskins. 4th and 3, 13 and a half left to go in the third quarter here on Final Yard Football on YouTube on the Sports Dish on Sportscaster. Tress Way will be the punter for the returner here for the Redskins. They'll have Mike Hughes back to return. Way will boot this one off with the pressure coming. Way falls down on the ground right now as this ball goes back. Pins him inside the 20. This ball bouncing past the 15, past the 10 to about the 7-yard line. That's where it gets downed. The ball down at the 7-yard line with 13:23 left to go in the third quarter now. Thank you guys so much. The pressure was coming. Tress Way, though, able to boot off that football just in time for the Washington Redskins. Minnesota will take the football back with a 13-6 lead here on Final Yard Football on YouTube. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for being a part here. Dwayne Haskins did not look solid on that first drive of the game for Dwayne. 1 for 2 passing. Only 6 yards through the air by Dwayne Haskins, as it's been a struggle right now for the Washington Redskins, putting yards on the field here at the moment. Only we have 154 yards total by Washington so far in this game, so they are struggling moving the ball down the field right now in this one for the Washington Redskins. So currently we're just on commercial break. We will head back into the stream here in a matter of moments as we are on the Sports Dish on Sportscaster tonight calling play-by-play football action, also on YouTube on Final Yard Football. So we're going to take a look here to see what's going on right now with some of the stats. Kirk Cousins only 13 attempted passes, but completed 12 of them in this game so far. 12 for 13, 173 yards in the air by Cousins in this game tonight. Dalvin Cook with 35 rushing yards only, but he's been the biggest receiving threat on the team. 5 receptions for 73 yards. Dalvin Cook did get a rushing touchdown. That's why Minnesota has a 13 on the board and 6 points by Washington. Other than that, 4 combined field goals by these two teams and a touchdown by Minnesota. So that's what the scoring differentials look like so far in action tonight. So currently we're just on commercial break. We will head back into the stream here in a matter of moments as we are on Sportscaster. We're on YouTube as well. Just checking to see some of the scores up here on the scoreboard right now. Number 16 ranked SMU is leading Houston 31-20 to score there with 10:40 left to go in the third. Hey, welcome back, John, into the channel once again on YouTube. What's the biggest animal I've killed? I've never actually killed like a furry animal or anything, John. Well, I did run over a squirrel one time driving down the road or so I'd say that's the biggest animal that I've killed. Ran over a squirrel with my car just out in the middle of the road one day. But other than that, stepped on. I did step on, I step on ants, kill mosquitoes in the house. Want to get rid of those critters right there. That is a snap taken by Cousins. He gets sacked on the play, dropped back at the line of scrimmage for no gain. So it's going to be a 2nd and 10 coming up here on the field right now. Got to always watch out for those caterpillars as well. Those are pretty easy to kill if you just step on them outside, especially when there's an infestation of caterpillars. 2nd and 10 coming up, 12:45 left to go in the third quarter. I formation on the strong side here for Minnesota by their fullback. They take the snap, hand it off, up the middle to Cook. Cook makes a cut towards the right side, and nothing there. At the 9-yard line, he stopped. But yeah, I've actually never, killed, a moose before, any of that. I know they have, up in New Hampshire, they have, hunting all over the place for all that stuff up in New Hampshire. We don't have that in Mass, though. New Hampshire and Maine is, hunting area, especially October. Hunting season is this month in both of those states. 12 minutes left to go in the third quarter now. Vikings with the ball as they are now in the shotgun formation with Cousins. Takes the snap back to pass from the pocket. He's going to air this one out deep down the right sideline. Here we go. The home run ball gets hit, and he gets it. Stefon Diggs hauls it in right there for the 41-yard catch to midfield. We do have a flag down in the play. We will check this flag by Stefon Diggs beating his man on one-on-one coverage and gets the home run ball for 41 yards for Kirk Cousins down the right sideline and gets the first down catch. No, not tonight. I'm not doing the Clippers game, John. So no Clippers game tonight. My next game will be tomorrow for basketball. That's going to be Pelicans versus Mavericks tomorrow. So that's my next game there. I'll be doing like a lot of the nationally televised games just for like ESPN. That game's so late, so 10:30. I have to get up for work tomorrow, so no Clippers game tonight. So we have a 1st and 10 coming up, 11:53 left to go in the third. Injured player down on the field for the Redskins. He is looking confused there. Who's 39 for Washington? He's looking confused on the field right now as he is getting taken off. Yeah, they have players right now in the secondary all beaten up by Washington. The injury report was quite lengthy for Washington heading into this game tonight, but Kirk Cousins airing that one out for a big first down pass down the right sideline to Stefon Diggs for 41 yards. So that play will stand. It will be a first down, 4 receptions for 109 receiving yards, and it tacks on the 10-yard penalty too that the Redskins committed. So ball now at the 36-yard line. They're going to hand it off up the middle. They're going to take it for about a gain of 3 in the carry. It's actually a 15-yard penalty looking at it. 15-yard penalty looking at it just a moment ago. Dalvin Cook with a 3-yard gain as they are past that 35-yard line. They're at the 33 of Redskins territory. Stefon Diggs with 109 receiving yards, just went over 100 with that home run ball a couple moments ago. Ace formation right now. Cousins takes the snap. He goes play action. Back to pass, rolling out to his left. Cousins passes short left side off the fingertips of Cook. Would have had reception number 6 tonight, but he dropped the football with a 3rd and 6 coming up as we're under 11 minutes left to go in the third. That is a rarity of a drop right there by Dalvin Cook. That's only the 2nd incompletion in this game here, guys. 13 for 15. Cousins is passing the ball for 212 yards in the air. So that's only the 2nd incompletion in this game right now. 10:57 here left to go in the third quarter. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Sportscaster, same as YouTube tonight. Shotgun formation here for Cousins, the quarterback. Cousins from the gun, Cook to line up to his right. Diggs in motion, lining up to the left. 3 wide to the left. Takes the snap. Cousins over the middle, across, gets the first down. Here's Diggs in the crosser. Past the 25-yard line and on the bounce right there for the first down. Stefon Diggs getting up right on the crosser right there for the first down. We do have a flag down on the play. We will check the flag. We'll check the flag, and it's a penalty committed by Washington, roughing the passer. Automatic first down anyway for the first down reception by Stefon Diggs on the crosser by Kirk Cousins. Got hit late. Let's see what the penalty was. He took a shove to the helmet area. Completed the pass anyway. So Cousins, 14 for 16, passing the football tonight in this game right now as they picked up the first down. We're under 11 minutes left to go in the third quarter here. Minnesota moving this ball down the field. $10:35 left to go in the third quarter. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line for the Vikings right now. Minnesota in the ace formation. So take the snap. Cousins hands it off to Cook. Cook cuts towards the left, breaks a tackle, and back at the line of scrimmage. No gain. No gain on the play. Another flag on the play. So another flag here on the field. We all check this flag here once again. We'll check this flag once again as the refs sort this one out with 10:23 left to go in this third quarter. And there'll be a holding penalty by the offense. So holding penalty here by the Vikings offense on the field with 10:23 left to go in the third quarter. That happens to be wide receiver Laquan Treadwell commits the penalty on the play. Back up Minnesota 10 yards. Shotgun formation, first and goal, coming up with 10 minutes left to go in the third. They take the snap. Cousins hands it off. HB draw, cuts towards the left side. Here's Cook, past the 15. Stiff arm out of bounds at the 13. So now we're under 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Second and goal coming up now. If you're the Vikings, you're thinking about end zone at this stage of the game. You're not thinking about field goal here. You're up 13-6. You can expand this to a 2-score lead anyway, but you really want to put a 20 spot on the board. You're thinking about cashing this one in for 6, not being conservative on these next 2 plays. If you got stopped here, you can kick the field goal, but try for these next 2 downs to get into the end zone. Second and goal. They need to pass it in. Cousins rolls out, passes as he screens it up over to Rudolph. Rudolph, stiff arm, past the 10-yard line, diving to the 9 on the catch, and he gains about 4 on the reception. He's going to bring up a third and goal from the 9. So third and goal now from the 9-yard line as we approach that 9-minute mark left to go in the third quarter here on the stream. We're under 9 minutes left to go in the third. Shotgun formation for Cousins. He is the quarterback. Lined up to his right now is Dalvin Cook. Cousins takes the snap from the gun. Backs the pass right here from the pocket. Pump fake. Flag in the play. Cousins rolling out. Gonna throw this ball away. Out of bounds towards the right corner. Out of bounds right there as we'll check the flag with 8:37 left to go in the third. We will check the flag here on the field. And that's a penalty call by the offense once again. Vikings with another penalty is going to result in a 4th down. So a holding penalty by Pat Elflein on the offensive line. And it's going to result in a 4th and goal. So Vikings will have to take the 3 points in the field goal. Hey, welcome back, Fawn. Thanks so much, man, for joining me back here. As he is back after his shower. 4th and goal, right hash. Field goal coming up from Dan Bailey from 27 yards out. Perfect in this game. Made 2 field goals already from 29 and 50. Here's a 27-yarder. Bailey in the chip shot. The snap to hold. This kicks up. Redskins almost blocked that one, but he's able to get it up and through the uprights. 16-6 the score. Washington will get the football when we do get back to action, though. Redskins defense holding their team of the game right now. With this one, they're only down by 10, but their defense holding them in. It could be a blowout here, but instead 3 field goals instead of 3 other touchdowns by the Vikings in this game. It could be 28-6. Instead, it's only 16-6 right now. So currently we're just on commercial break. We will head back into the stream here in a matter of moments as we're on Sportscaster, we're on YouTube. Just updating you guys with a couple of stuff here going on in college football. Number 16 ranked SMU is leading Houston 31-20 to score with 4:45 left to go in the third quarter in that game. And tomorrow night there's another college football game. USC taking on Colorado tomorrow night. That game will be at 9 o'clock p.m. on ESPN2. We have 8:33 left to go in the third quarter here. 10-point lead by the Vikings. Checking up on some of the other stuff that's gone down today in sports. Off day for the MLB, so no baseball today for the World Series. But the Atlanta Hawks in the NBA beating the Detroit Pistons 117-100. As Trae Young had a great game in the Hawks season opener. 38 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists by the youngster, second-year player out of Oklahoma. As they beat the Pistons today by 17 points. Andre Drummond with a double-double, 21 points, 12 rebounds for Detroit. And the last game of the NBA, or the second to last game tonight, the Rockets versus the Bucks, still in progress right now. 95-91 the score. Houston up by 4 against Milwaukee with 7:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Clippers playing against Warriors. That is late night there. 10:30 p.m. tip-off time between Golden State and the LA Clippers. Giannis with 30 points for Milwaukee in the Milwaukee versus Houston game. 11 points by Eric Bledsoe. Other Other than that, Brooke Lopez, no points, 0 for 4 from the floor. Chris Middleton struggling with only 5 points, 2 for 11 shooting. And off the bench, Pat Connaughton with 10 points for the Milwaukee Bucks. As far as the Houston Rockets, their leading scorer is Russell Westbrook with 16 points. James Harden only 15 points, but 13 assists by Harden. So Harden struggling shooting the ball from the floor, 2 for 11. But from the free throw line, he is a perfect 10 for 10. From three-point range, Harden struggling 1 for 6. As he's not been able to bang down the shots tonight. Eric Gordon with 11. And 14 points by P.J. Tucker for the Houston Rockets in that game. Clint Capella with 12 and 11 rebounds. So that's some of the numbers here, what's going on throughout sports, whether it's the NBA or college football. Vaughn saying that Rutgers should cut their sports program. I'm fairly certain there has to be something there that Rutgers does have for sports that we don't know about, like what Rutgers are good at. Maybe golf or something like that. Like, what is Rutgers' best sports team? I'm not sure if they have anything here. Oh, what is this article? What Rutgers teams are in the best and worst shape future? I'm just gonna see if there's anything about that. Oh, I know what Rutgers is good at. Lacrosse. I feel like they're good at lacrosse. I'm pretty sure. So we're back to action in this game. 1st and 10, 8.5 left to go in the third. Redskins with the football. They pass over the middle. Oh, tight passes complete to Peterson. Takes it past the 35-40. Goes just shy in midfield past the 45 to the 47. Dangerous pass. By the way, Vaughn, Dwayne Haskins is into this game. That should have been picked off. I cannot believe he completed that pass. Missed timing his jump right there. On the dive right across for the Vikings. That should have been intercepted. That should have been intercepted right there. 1st and 10. Dwayne Haskins into the game for Case Keenum as Keenum had a concussion right before halftime. Haskins takes the snap. Here it goes. Peterson past the 50. 45 down the right sideline. Stiff arm. 45-30 out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Adrian Peterson busting off a huge run out of nowhere. And here comes the Redskins. 2 chunk plays in this game. On back-to-back plays. I thought that Eric Kendricks, he was the player that jumped the route, should have picked off that football, but it was complete on a dangerous pass by Haskins. I cannot believe that Haskins completed that pass. Dwayne Haskins now into the game here for Case Keenum, who suffered a concussion right before halftime. Ball at the 25-yard line of Minnesota territory. 7:20 left to go in the third. Haskins hands it off up the middle here to Peterson. Peterson down at the 21, getting a 4 and a carry up the middle. We have 7:10 left to go in the third. A lot of former players of former teams going up against their previous employers here. Previous organization for these players. AP, the former Minnesota Viking. He did have a short stint with the Saints before he was traded over to the Redskins. 2nd and 6, 6:40 left to go in the third. Shotgun formation. They take the snap now with Haskins. Watch out, the pressure coming in. He gets sacked to the 35. Huge sack of the play right there by Minnesota. Everson Griffin and Anthony Barr converging on the sack. What sport is Georgia Tech good at? I honestly have no idea. They're not good at football and basketball in the past decade, that's for sure. Let's see. I wonder if they're good at baseball. I know Vanderbilt won the College World Series, so that's the sport that they're good at, is baseball. Dwayne Haskins calls a timeout with 3rd and 16 left to go in the third quarter. 5:56 left to go on the clock. Let's see. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets baseball year-by-year results. Bobby Dodd Stadium. That's like a historic stadium for baseball, and it's named after Georgia Tech's first head coach. Yeah, so Georgia Tech's really good at baseball. Wow, they were the ACC champions back in 2019, so that's what Georgia Tech's good at, is baseball. As these are the records from this season. They finished with a 39-16 record. In 2006, they finished with a 50-18 record. They placed 7th in the College World Series that year. They won the ACC Coastal this year. They got 5th place in the 2002 College World Series. They finished with a record of 52-16. 2nd place, they were runner-up in the College World Series back in 1994 for Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech is definitely a baseball program. 3rd and 16 coming up. 5:56 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Washington needs to pick up a first down now. Ball at the 31 of Minnesota territory. Going in motion towards the right. This is Trey Quinn. Now going behind Haskins. Haskins takes the snap, screens it over right side here to Peterson. Peterson almost slips past the 30 and gets tackled from behind on the play at the 25-yard line. As getting that tackle was Armand Watts, the defensive tackle. Screen pass on the 3rd and 16. It makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Take a shot down the field, Dwayne Haskins here. And you're just going to settle for another field goal. 16-6 the score. It'll be 16-9 if they do make it. You got to take your shots down the field right now. 5:25 left to go in the 3rd quarter. From the right hash, Dustin Hopkins. Perfect 2 for 2 in this game. Trying to make it 3. From 43 at the right hash. The snap, the hold, the kick. This one is up. This one is dead center. Through the upright at US Bank Stadium. 16-9 now the score, as the Redskins have just settled for field goals in this game. It will be different if it was a different case here. They are not urgent at all with the football. So right now, guys, we're just on commercial break. We will head back into the stream here in a matter of moments, as we are on Final Yard Football on YouTube and also on the Sports Dish on Sportscaster. So currently we're just on commercial break. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight on the stream. So since we're on commercial break, I'm going to update you guys with a couple of scores here. Number 16 ranked SMU leading 31-20 against Houston. As far as the NBA, Hawks won today, 117-100. Bucks leading with 5:15 left to go in the 4th against the Rockets, 101-95. Giannis over 30 points right now in that game. Okay, thoughts on Penn State's basketball team? Yeah, they've struggled as well. That is just a terrible basketball program for Penn State that they have had for quite a while there. So that is not their not their cup of tea at all for Penn State. They do not shine with that basketball program. They could make it though to March Madness this year. Them and Illinois might have a chance to be in the March Madness tournament. This should be the best Penn State team in like quite a while or so. I don't think they made a tournament in like a long time. I'm gonna, let's see here. Penn State, their tournament drought. I don't believe they've been ranked since like 1992 or something like that. They haven't been ranked in basketball. Penn State record by year basketball. It's been such a long time for Penn State basketball to make the tournament. They've had a drought. Rutgers has the longest one, though, since 1991. Yeah, Penn State's last tournament appearance was back in 2011. So 2011 as a 10 seed. Their last top 25 appearance was back in 1996. So right now we're going to head right back into this game. This kick goes to the back of the end zone. It goes out of play. Vikings will get the football. It's only a 7-point game. 5-11 left to go in the 3rd quarter right now, as we will head back into this one. But it's been a rough game to watch here. Struggling, moving the football by both of these teams. The only deep shot in this one down the right sideline was a 41-yard pass by Kirk Cousins over to Stephon Diggs, but it's just been a struggle here. Yep, Penn State basketball is just a struggle Oh, man, not their cup of tea at all compared to football. Not at all. Need to work on that recruiting. This is a run. They cut towards the left. Dalvin Cook breaks it past the 30. Breaking tackles. That's a 9-yard gain to about the 34. Flag in the play. We'll check the flag here. We have 5:05 left to go in the third. Thank you guys so much for joining me on YouTube. We're also on Sportscaster tonight. Oh, man, a penalty by Minnesota, too. So, yeah, penalties have been part of the problem for both of these teams now in this game tonight. Been quite the problem for Washington with a couple of holding penalties when they were getting close to the end zone, too, and they had to settle for field goals. .450 left to go here in the third. 1st and 20 now as they're going to take the snap. They'll hand it off once again up the middle to Cook. Cook, nothing there on the carry. Maybe a gain of 1 in the play as Cook barrel rolls right there for about a gain of 1. Dalvin Cook struggling running the ball, though, today. I think he has 12 carries for 42 yards. Hasn't really been a hazard to the defense running the football, but him from the basketball where he strived the most in the first half, 73 total yards receiving. 2nd and 16, now on the field with 4:10 left to go in the third. They take the snap. They go from the pocket, screen play over again like we've seen numerous times tonight to Cook, and he gains around 3 on the screen. Why are there some college names like Texas Tech? I guess that's like a technical school. So it's like a technical school. So let's see here. Technical schools. And they have all different types of majors and programs like that. So, yeah. I bet you they must have... Yeah, they must have an automotive program there at Texas Tech. And Georgia Tech, too. So that's a... So if they're a technical school... As that is a pass to about the 35-yard line. It is caught right at the first down marker. See, what does Texas Tech specialize in? It's not gonna. That's just your community standards. Texas Tech has. They must have like an automotive program though. Like all the technical stuff, like they must have there if they're a technical school. Because that's what a technical school is. That's what they have at United Technical Institute, New England Tech. Like, a lot of that stuff's automotive. That's why they call it a technical school for automotive in the auto body business and all that stuff. As that is a quarterback sneak. I don't think they got there in the play. Yeah, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. Tons of technical schools. I don't think Minnesota got there. They gambled for 4th down, and they could not get on the quarterback sneak. Wow. So they gambled for that one on the quarterback sneak, and they cannot get it to the 1st down marker. Ouch. That is rough right there. So we have 3.5 left to go in the third quarter. Turnover on downs at their own 34-yard line. So the Redskins in great field position here, and they're only down by a touchdown. The problem has been in this game, Washington has not been able to put the ball in the end zone. I don't expect them to either. So 16-9. Weird score in this game here, guys. We're going to head back into the stream here right after this commercial break. This game has been rough to watch. This is a slow, sloppy product. What I put about my Thursday Night Football video on Sportscaster, it is what it is now. A slow, sloppy product. Not a whole lot of big playability in this one. It's not been an exciting game to watch. A field goal fest. And another problem for Thursday Night Football. I wish this game was on Sunday. We would have saw the best out of all these players in the field on Sunday. We would have saw a better Dalvin Cook. We would have saw probably a healthy Adam Thielen in the lineup if he had been able to play. If this game was on Sunday, we would have probably saw that as he is dealing with a hamstring injury. So yeah, man. That's why I did a video about it, Vaughn, there. Thursday Night Football indeed is a joke. You're not getting the product that is out there. You're getting players on 4 days of rest, all banged up, sore. They shouldn't even be playing. Too short of a turnaround. And the NFL, as an organization, has no clue what the players face throughout the week. You can't even practice on Monday. You're so sore. You take hit after hit after hit. There's no way to recover for that in 4 days of recovery. You need 6 days to 7 to recover for that. Your body starts feeling fine around Saturday or so when it starts feeling fine. You really don't want to, if you're a player, you don't want to play on a Thursday night game. So right now we're just on commercial break. The NFL caring about all the money in the world that it just pours into their organization with these Thursday night games. It's late nights too. Late nights for me to cover this game out there for everybody. And the product's just slow and sloppy. Turnovers. And this game's just, it's just going along with not many big plays out there. It's been a field goal fest. And it's just been a struggle moving the football. You haven't got the best of the players. These Thursday night games aren't a good sample size of what can be actually accomplished on Sunday. So here we are back to action. Ball at the 34-yard line as Washington has great field position at the 34 Minnesota. Haskins hands it off up the middle, and they're going to gain around 2 on the carry, 2 at the 32. Lots of running the football tonight. By the way, that 49ers versus Redskins game that happened on Sunday, that was the shortest NFL game in a decade. That game lasted 2 hours and 35 or 2 hours and 36 minutes. That's the shortest game in a decade that happened. Redskins at the 30-yard line of Minnesota. Haskins takes the snap, back to pass from the pocket across the middle, and it gets intercepted. Tip ball up in the air. That one gets picked off. Minnesota down at their own 18-yard line, off the pick right there by the Vikings, and Dwayne Haskins with a bad sample rate gets picked off by Anthony Harris. This is what Thursday Night Football is about. Just a terrible sample rate of players playing slower, more sloppier version. Dwayne Haskins right there just overshoots his wide receiver in the play. It's going to be an interception. Wow. Hey, what's good, Eric? Thanks so much, man, for joining me back here. Yeah, so there are some Saturday night football games in the NFL. I think those come up towards Christmas time, Vaughn. Yeah, Ohio State quarterbacks looking really bad in the NFL. They're either converted over to like a wide receiver, or they are a quarterback and just struggle. As that is a 9-yard carry, left side counter by Dalvin Cook. As there'll be a 2nd and 9 coming up. So off the interception, Dwayne Haskins with a bad pick right there, overshooting his wide receiver at the top of the fingertips. The ball gets tipped up in the air and picked off by Minnesota. Vikings now with the ball just after they turned it over on 4 downs with a quarterback sneak, and the Redskins only to turn it over right back. Redskins being outgained by 102 total yards. Minnesota now with the football. They go play action, rolling out to the right. Cousins passes short over right side out and complete for close to a 1st down. It's going to be close by Irv Smith Jr., the tight end. That'll be close to the 1st down marker. Thank you guys so much for being a part here, both of these platforms. Cousins passing the football. I believe he's 18 for 21 tonight passing the ball. He's had a great game. Irv Smith Jr., the tight end from Alabama, just got his first catch of the game, I believe. So we have a minute left to go in the 3rd quarter here. East formation. They take the snap. Cousins hands it off to Cook. Cook up the middle for about a gain of 2 to the 42. Yeah, hopefully Vaughn, Justin Fields can break that curse for Ohio State quarterbacks just not being able to live up to the hype in the NFL. Dwayne Haskins, I feel like, is just going to be a big fat bust here in the NFL. His team doesn't even have the confidence in him. Jay Gruden had no confidence in starting Dwayne Haskins as quarterback. They had Braxton Miller as quarterback in the past for Ohio State, but he was converted over to wide receiver. Also, Terrell Pryor, he was converted as well to wide receiver. As that's a right side counter run. Here's Cook. Big burst of speed as he'll gain around a gain of 4 in the carry. So we take this one to the end of the 3rd quarter here. 3rd down and about 5 coming up on the field as we're going to get back after this commercial break. So that will do that one for quarter number 3 here. 16-9 is the score here. Last time I remember a score being 16-9, this one the Patriots beat the Raiders. I think that was in 2013, and that had to be the sloppiest Patriots game I had ever seen in my entire life. during that time when they beat Oakland. A terrible Oakland Raiders team that year, by the way. And that was early on in the season. I think it was in September. So right now we're just on commercial break. 330 yards total by the Vikings. Only 208 yards total here by the Redskins. Struggling in the total yardage category once again. 2 turnovers by Washington. A fumble by Case Keenum in the first half. And on the last drive, it was interception thrown by Dwayne Haskins. Too high intended for his target as the ball was tipped up into the air and picked off. It's just been a sad game here for Washington. Even though they're still in it, the defense keeping them right into the game. It's only a 7-point game. It's just been really sad. It's been sad to watch these Thursday night games with this type of product out in the field. Yeah, Vaughn, I just don't think that Packers versus Chiefs game will be that good since Matt Moore is going to be the quarterback either this week. That game is just so much hyped up. It was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers against Patrick Mahomes, and yeah, unfortunately, you're going to get Matt Moore on national primetime just because Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs had to play on Thursday night last week, and the Thursday night football got the best of Patrick Mahomes in the quarterback sneak. And it's just so unfortunate there. He's going to be out probably for 3 weeks now with his kneecap injury. It's so sad just because of a Thursday night game. If Mahomes had been able to heal up a couple of days later on a Sunday, it might have been a different scenario there. He might have been a little bit more healthier, stronger, instead of his body being in pain like all these players are suffering in this game. Short turnaround from Sunday over to Thursday, especially the Redskins players here. Give it up to the Redskins players right now because these guys played in the downpouring rain at home in the mud against San Francisco only four days ago. So give it up for these players to actually be scheduled on the Thursday night game. And they go from playing in the downpouring rain to playing in the dome right now. These players must be banged up and injured. Hey, what's good, John? Welcome in once again, my man. And feel free, guys, if you guys are here on YouTube, feel free, if you haven't done so already. I believe everybody has. Feel free to subscribe to Off the Wall Hockey on YouTube. Road to 1K there on the channel. Okay, we're back to action right now. Shotgun formation. This has been just a rough product to watch here. Shotgun as they're going to take the snap right side towards that little out route as Stephon Diggs hauls onto a first down catch on the 3rd and 4. So nice catch right there by Stephon Diggs, gets the first down. Dude, that March Madness video that I did like a top 25 college basketball prediction video back in August, and the thing's just blowing up right now. It has like over like 600 views on YouTube. It has like over like 200 views this week. It's crazy. Like all these people are commenting on the video. Like somebody was like, yeah, I think that Lipscomb's supposed to be good this year. Somebody was like, what about Tennessee? Why they aren't in the top 25? Dude, like come on, they lost like their entire roster. That pass, short left side, complete by Irv Smith Jr., the tight end. He gets it for about a gain of 2. It's gonna bring up a 2nd and 8. Yeah, definitely. Had a great night last night on the basketball channel. Yeah, I was telling John earlier today, one of my subs from the basketball channel last night was somebody who played in the South Coast Conference against DR for basketball. So what a small world. I think he plays for Wareham. It sounded like he plays for Wareham because he said his team was like right outside Cape Cod, blue and white jerseys, and his team name was an NFL team. So that's the Vikings here. As that's a run by Minnesota. Speaking of the Vikings, gain of 3 up the middle by Dalvin Cook. So yeah, basketball channel's been doing really great. Started up last night with the first game of the season. Be back for some more basketball tomorrow. But yeah, we're getting closer to 400 on the basketball channel, which is awesome. We had like quite the chat last night, which is great. Sportscaster's been a blast too here. Sportscaster's been awesome. We keep on getting in the top 10 each week, so it's just been incredible. Shotgun formation right now. They take the snap back to pass. That's Cousins rolling out towards his right, pass over across the middle. Gets it to Irv Smith Jr. for the first down. Keenum, by the way, is in concussion protocol as he got injured before the 2nd quarter finished. Man, this is the flag, game of flags here. No flag league in the NFL, guys. Come on. keep them play with a flag. Ooh, helmet-to-helmet shot we're looking at. So, yeah, that'll draw a flag all day, though. So, coming in with a tackle by Washington. That's an automatic first down. As Irv Smith Jr. got a helmet-to-helmet shot right there. Man, I've been putting up the, late nights lately, but it's been great here, guys. It's going to be another late night. I call it a Sunday night game, Monday night game, Thursday night game. I'll be back for basketball tomorrow. I'll have a day off on YouTube on Saturday. No games on Saturday on YouTube. I'll have the Patriots game on Sunday. I'm probably just going to do the Patriots game, since that's smack dab in the middle of the day. No 1 o'clock game on Sunday, because that'll just drive right into the Patriots game if it does go into overtime. This is a handoff, left side counter here to Cook as he spin moves. Pass going up towards the right side now, past the 20 to about the 18. 12.5 left to go and another flag. Man, this game was good at the start. Like, as far as time, this game was good at the start. Like, not a whole lot of flags. The game was cruising by. The clock was running. But now there's just flag after flag after flag. Yeah, Vaughn, he's saying he's not going to watch the Sunday Night Football game this Sunday. I'm probably not going to stream it, because I've streamed just so many late night games this past week or so. I need just a break to finally go to bed before midnight here. I've been up, like, constantly, like, every single night. I was up at midnight. I was up to midnight on Monday doing Patriots postgame on Sportscaster. 12:15 left to go in the fourth. They take the snap. Pass it over short left side to Dalvin Cook, and he loses one as he goes out of bounds. That's, oh, no, Madison, 25, who got it. So Madison got that one on the short left swing route there from Kirk Cousins for a loss of one. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 21. Thursday night football. Maybe there will be some changes here. Not looking likely until past 2023, until the contract with Fox is done, and we don't need to see Joe Buck anymore on the call. He belongs to baseball. Here, 11:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. They take the snap. Short, quick, left side route out and complete stiff arm by Diggs. Out of bounds around the 25. World Series tomorrow. That is going late. I have not stayed up for the World Series to watch the last 2 nights of that. That is just... These baseball games are dragging, going longer and longer and longer. It's crazy how much the sport has changed. Pitchers just taking their sweet time in between pitches. Like, it goes over 4 hours now. Like, who's going to want to sit home and watch that? This is an HB drop the middle on the 3rd and 15. Not really much going on there for about a gain of 3. So we approach that 11-minute mark left to go here on the channel. Welcome you guys into Sportscaster right now on a late night once again here. Calling play-by-play for everybody out there. Redskins are down in this one 16-9. Minnesota just trying to milk off the clock in this game at the moment. Here comes on Dan Bailey for his 4th field goal attempt of the game. Made it from 27, 29, and 50. This one from 40 from the left hash. We have 10:40 left to go to snap the hold. The kick is up, and it's straight through the upright, up and good by Bailey. 19-9. This is a weird score. 19-9 because constant field goals. Field goal number 4 of the game by Bailey. So a 10-point lead and a wacky score with 2 9s in the scoreboard. So yeah, we're just on commercial break. Hopefully we'll just speed right through this commercial break and head right back into the game and see this clock run down to double zeros sometime soon. Yes, same here, Vaughn. I hate it when baseball games go 4 hours. It's just keeps on dragging and dragging and dragging. That's, yep, indeed. 4 hours, a waste of a day to sit there and watch baseball. Sit there to watch baseball with a slowness in between pitches. It's too bad. Too bad. Last year I went to a baseball game, a double-A game up in Portland, Maine. And the first pitch was at 1:05. The game ended at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So the game took less than 3 hours. And it was a great game. The final score, I believe, was 7-4. It was a great game. And it was really nice to see that the game was moving along. It actually moved along there. And now these games in the MLB, they just drag on. They start out with like 8:07 at the first pitch for these World Series games. And they don't even end until like midnight. It's too bad. It's just a waste of a night. Like I know there's extra innings and stuff, but those games don't even go into extra innings. Never mind extra innings. I can only imagine what those people were feeling at the longest game in baseball history for the Paw Sox. I think it was 18 people got season tickets every single year. They got lifetime tickets to go see the Paw Sox, and now they're not even going to have the stadium in 2 years. They're moving to Worcester. So Kirk Cousins only has 3 incompletions in this game, 23 for 26, but just most of the stuff he's throwing is short underneath, screen passes in this one, left and right. Dalvin Cook with 63 rushing yards. We'll see if he can break 100. He's the #1 rusher in the NFL. But receiving, Dalvin Cook, 73 receiving yards all in the first half. Cook has been the deciding factor in this game. Only 1 touchdown in the game tonight, by the way. It was Dalvin Cook with a 4-yard touchdown run. So I'd like to see some spectacular catches out there. I'd like to see some touchdowns, and we've only got 1 of them tonight in a field goal fest. 10:36 left to go now in the 4th quarter. 19-9 the score. What a weird score. So Vikings will kick off this football. Redskins will let it go to the back of the end zone, and they'll just down that one. So they'll take it out at their own 25. Yep, definitely Vaughn. It's so nice out on summer. Definitely, dude. Instead of wasting your time in the afternoon just watching a baseball game, go outside and do something productive. Get some nice fresh air instead of being inside on the box. For sure. It's so nice out in the summer. I only watch baseball during the World Series, and I can't even stay up for the remainder of the games. I actually streamed like the first 5 innings on Sportscaster, and I stopped the stream because it was already past 10 o'clock. That's a run up the middle by Adrian Peterson, about to gain 4 in the carry. 2nd and 5 coming up on the field now. Not a whole lot of urgency in this Redskins offense here as they are down by 10 at the moment. They're going to break the huddle with 18 seconds left to go on the play clock. Dwayne Haskins, the quarterback, as Case Keenum he was being checked right before halftime with a concussion. He is not yet to resume on the field right now. Ace formation. They take the snap. They hand it off the middle. Spin move. Nothing on the carry. No blocking whatsoever as AP gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's been a struggle running the football this year for Washington. Different from Minnesota, but Washington, just nothing there. No touchdowns in the last 20 possessions. That says a lot there for the Redskins. Ouch. That must have been their last touchdown. Must have been against the Patriots then. Yeah, their last touchdown must have been against the Patriots, and that jet sweep by Steven Sims for 65 yards. 3rd and 5, ball at their own 30. Shotgun formation here for Haskins. If he can do anything right now, he's got Smallwood in the backfield to his right. Haskins takes the snap back to pass. Flag thrown on the play, thrown way up in the air. Haskins rolling out to his right. Watch out, he's going to get sacked. Going to get dropped back right there for a loss of 3 in the play. A lot of flags in that play. Could have been an illegal shift. We're going to check here to see the penalty, but it looks like it's going to be on the Redskins. Yep, illegal shift here by Washington with 9 minutes left to go. So 9 minutes even left to go in this game. A legal shift here by the Redskins. And they're going to have to... This is 4th down. Let's see what down it is. They're going to have to punt it away if it's 4th down. Yeah, so it is 4th down here for Washington. So they bring out their punter, Tress Way. once again into the game right now. It's been a struggle for Washington. Nothing here in the primetime slot for a team that's 1-6, and they only have 205 total yards in this game. It's been embarrassing. It has been embarrassing. Dwayne Haskins, only 5 attempted passes, 3 for 5 for 33 yards in the pick. Here's the punt. It gets fielded, and a fair catch taken at the 34-yard line. So 8:42 left to go in this game. Minnesota will just keep on clocking, or keep on running off the clock in this one. It's been a struggle to watch this game tonight here, guys. Not one of the funner games throughout the NFL for sure this season. There's been a couple of games worse, but this goes pretty low on the list as far as games towards watchability for this season. This one has been a pretty bad one to watch. As far as the game, hopefully this gets done before 11 o'clock at night. There's the possibility of that happening. So this would be one of the quicker Thursday night games. Usually the other games last to about 11:30. This one, though, could save me a half an hour, and time doesn't look like it's going into overtime anytime soon, since the Redskins are down by 10, 2-score lead by the Minnesota Vikings. And, yeah, Washington just no signs of offense, no offensive urgency whatsoever in tonight's matchup. So, currently, we're just on commercial break. We'll head back into the stream here in a matter of moments. Thank you guys for watching this video. So, just checking up on a couple of other scores right now since we're on this commercial break. Number 16 ranked SMU in college football leading Houston 34-23 the score there with 9 minutes left to go in the fourth. And as far as the NBA tonight, Atlanta Hawks winning their game 117-100. Trae Young with huge game for the Hawks in his sophomore season. 38 points by Trae Young, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. And the Milwaukee Bucks beating the Houston Rockets 117-111. Giannis with a triple-double to start out his regular season. 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists there by the Greek Freak. So Milwaukee looking great so far to start out the season for the Bucks, as they had 7 players in double-digit scoring points. As far as the Houston Rockets, James Harden with only 19 points. So there you have it, the leading scorer in 2018-2019 season. Harden, who averaged like 36 points per game with only 19 points. Yeah, that'd be nice to walk around the park in the summer, Vaughn. There you go, man. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, much better to walk around in the park than to sit on the electronic box during the middle of the summer, in the middle of the day. Just get out, enjoy some nice fresh air, and go outside. That's the great part of going out in the summer in the nice weather, is that you're able to do that instead of sitting out in the box for hours and hours and hours. I just would not encourage to sit out in the box. It would make you not a good way to spend your day. Like to get some nice nutrients in you in the sunshine. That's a run up the middle by Cook to the 40-yard line for about a gain of 6 on the carry. Going to bring up a 2nd and 4. So Minnesota here just going to keep this clock rolling as we're under 8.5 left to go. Second and 4, 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter right now. So they're in an ace formation. They take the snap. They hand it off left side counter as they make their move. Cook for about a gain of 2, pushing the pile right there. It's going to be a 3rd and 2 coming up. This clock keeps on rolling down. We're past the 8-minute mark left to go. Yes. Hey, what's good, Zachariah? He is back right now. This is a very boring game. Indeed, Zachariah. It's a weird score. 19-9, 10-point game, but it's just been a field goal fest today. Only 1 offensive touchdown in this game in total. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Vikings. This one has been tough to watch from top to bottom here in this game. They take the snap. HB toss towards the right side, and they're going to break it for the first down. Cook lands in bounds, too, as he takes it to the 48-yard line. So just run out this clock, guys, and get the W from Minnesota. Just get this game over with. Classic Thursday night football game that just drags with flags, and just really rough to watch tonight. with a couple of really bad turnovers out there in the field. Not a whole lot of explosive offensive plays. And not much touchdown, so a very boring game. 6:45 and counting down left to go in the fourth quarter. On watchability rate, this game tonight has to be one of the worst of the season that I've ever watched. It's bad. It's worse than the Packers versus Bears opening night game. This is a run up the middle by Cook, and he's dragging tacklers along for about a 9-yard gain. So Dalvin Cook keeping on, working on his numbers, padding the stat line here as he's the #1 rusher in the NFL. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 as Dalvin Cook's plan is to run out the clock. Yep, Thursday night games, like all of them, has basically been like a problem watching how boring they've been, except for that Seahawks versus Rams game. That was fantastic. Yes, Vaughn, he is not watching this game. I'm glad that you're not. It's been a bad one to watch with under 6 left to go in the fourth quarter. Dalvin Cook with 85 rushing yards. He only needs 15 to 100. This will be a 6 game with 100 if he can get it. Run up the middle for about no gain. Try to get to the first down marker. It's going to be close. All you need now is us to stop this clock for a measurement. We don't need that, and the clock's going to run still. So 5:35 left to go in the fourth. Refs will say a 1st and 10. So this will be a 1st and 10 here. My next game on the football channel will be the Patriots versus the Browns. 4:25 on Sunday. I have that game for you guys. I believe that will be the only game this week that I'll have for you guys on Sunday. I'm going to take a break from the Sunday night game because it's the Chiefs versus Packers, and that's a run up the middle here. Cook's going to take it for about a gain of 7. So Dalvin Cook only needs 8 more yards to go past 100 rushing yards, I believe. Zachariah here saying Sunday night's next, Chiefs versus Packers. He's going to... So you're saying that's going to be good, Zachariah? I don't think that game's going to be good at all. So if it was Aaron Rodgers against Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be good. But nope. Patrick Mahomes will not be playing. Matt Moore as the quarterback. That's not going to be good at all. I expect the Chiefs to get blown out. I expect the Chiefs to put up some points though on the board. But I expect the Packers, by how they played against Oakland, just to blow them out. I have a 35-21 the final score predicted. This run up the middle. Cook breaks the tackle and gets the first down. Yeah, I would never look at this game and say this is must-watch TV. This is why the ratings for NFL and Thursday night footballs are going downhill. Yeah, what happens if what happens if Tyreek Hill is like double teamed though by the Packers? Packers have against total yards, that's the problem though. Packers secondary's given up a ton of total yards this year, but as far as takeaways, that's the problem here with the Chiefs. Packers are up there, top in the NFL, towards the very top 5, I believe, in total takeaways. Huge run by Dalvin Cook, breaking tackles. There is a penalty flag in the field here as Cook takes it to about the 13. There's a flag with 3.5 left to go. We're going to check the flag. Yeah, it depends if Sammy Watkins is healthy too. That was a penalty holding by the Vikings. So Minnesota will have to replay the down. Yeah, but you need a quarterback, though, to put accurate passes in the air to throw to those wide receivers, no matter who you have in the field. McCole Hardman as a wide receiver, Demarcus Robinson, Travis Kelce. You need a quarterback that can be accurate. And if the accuracy is not there from Matt Moore in a game, he hasn't started a single game since 2017. If he is not accurate, then KC is going to have to rely on their running game, and that's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem in general. They're towards the bottom of the NFL running. Madison gets the carry here for the Vikings, and another flag. 3:20 left to go and counting down in this game. Another flag in the field. Illegal formation by the offense. So the Vikings with illegal formation, back-to-back offensive penalties by Minnesota. Wow, so both of these plays called back. Yeah, Shaden McCoy as running back, Zachariah, but he's well past what his prime has been for Shady McCoy, and the rushing game just hasn't been existent this year in the NFL for the Chiefs. I think they're like 30th in the NFL in running the football. At the very bottom, the Bengals are the worst, which is weird because they have Joe Mixon as running back. Joe Mixon didn't have that bad of a year last year, but this season the offensive line's been terrible for Joe Mixon. 3.5 left to go in the fourth quarter. 1st and 25 for the Vikings at the 47 of Washington. They take the snap. They hand it off up the middle to Cook. Dragging tacklers along and pushes the pile forward to about the 44. Ooh. 3:22 left to go in this game, and the Redskins take their first time out of the half. Second and long, everybody, when we come back into this game right now, as we are currently on commercial break. 2nd and 22. Vaughn saying he's going to only watch one game on Sunday. Probably me, dude. I'll watch parts of the other games, but in its entirety, I'm just going to watch the Patriots against Browns most likely on Sunday. I might stream a little bit of the other two games on Sportscaster, but as far as this week of football, it's not really that great. One of the good games on football, though, will be the Panthers versus the 49ers. That actually will lead me to look up the NFL maps here. So I'm just going to check the NFL maps to see who gets that game. Panthers against 49ers. Yeah, Dalvin Cook is carrying this team from Minnesota this year. It's been balanced, though, with Kirk Cousins, but Cook was the main reason why Minnesota has the lead in this game because of the rushing touchdown. Let's see here. We're on October 27th. So, if you're in California, like Vaughn is, you'll be getting the Bengals versus the Rams. All of California, basically, will be getting the Bengals versus the Rams in London. So, that's the game you'll be getting. The winless Bengals against the 4-3 LA Rams. Ouch. If you're in California, too, you won't even be getting the Patriots against the Browns. You'll be getting the Raiders against the Texans. The Raiders. The Raiders, you got crushed by the Packers. Probably going to get crushed against the Texans as well. And if you're from California, like Vaughn here, if you're from Northern California, you're going to get the Panthers versus San Fran, the late game. If you're from Southern California, you're going to get the Chargers. The LA Chargers against the Chicago Bears. That's the game you're going to get, the LA Chargers. If you're from New England like me, well, the 1 o'clock game, it all depends on where you live. If you're from Springfield, Massachusetts, in the Berkshires, you're going to get the New York Giants versus the Detroit Lions game. If you're from southeastern Mass and towards the Boston area, in Cape Cod or Providence, you're going to get the Buffalo Bills versus the Eagles game. If you're from Hartford, Connecticut, though, or all of Connecticut, you're going to get, of course, the Giants versus Lions game because you're closer to that region. If you're up in Maine, you will be getting the Buffalo Bills versus Eagles, same as New Hampshire, except for Western New Hampshire, where Burlington, Vermont, and all Vermont went with the Giants versus the Lions game instead of the Bills versus the Eagles. So 3:17 left to go here in the fourth quarter. That's a run up the middle for barely anything on the carry. It's going to be a 3rd and long coming up. So Vaughn's going to watch Jets versus Jaguars and 49ers versus Panthers. Yeah, those two games should be good. Sam Darnold should be bouncing back in that Jets game against the Jags. It should be closer. That's what I predicted. I predicted it to be a close one. And 49ers against Panthers, that's going to be the most interesting game of the week. I cannot believe it's not on the national spotlight, too. That should be on the national spotlight. The 4-2 Carolina Panthers winning 4 straight games in a row, undefeated as a starter with Kyle Allen, with his first real test against the #1 passing defense in the NFL, who's allowed less than 100 passing yards to Baker Mayfield, 78 passing yards to Jared Goff, and 77 to Case Keenum in 3 straight weeks. There's a run up the middle. Madison breaking tackles. Here he goes past the 25-20. Down past the left side numbers, past the 15, gets dragged down at the 12. Finally, something here in this game with 3 minutes left to go. And by the way, guys, hopefully you didn't start Kirk Cousins in fantasy, because if you did so, he has 0 touchdowns. So Alexander Madison getting to the next level, and that'll basically ice the game tonight. Kirk Cousins is so bad, what Zachariah is pointing out. This first part of the year in September, he was underachieving, but now he's bouncing back, so I wouldn't say Kirk Cousins is that bad. He's been starting to earn his payday the past 3 weeks, that's for sure, but Trubisky is bad. He is really bad this year, unfortunately. He has like a couple games that he did shine last year, but not this year. Let's see here. Who's calling the Panthers versus 49ers game? So I'll get that for you, Vaughn. Okay, we're on Fox late game. That is Dick Stockton and Mark Schellereth, if I'm pronouncing that correct. That is who is calling that game. Dick Stockton and Mark Schellereth. So that's not even like one of the main announcing teams for Fox. So that's the best game of the week, and they're not even sending like the Fox A team over to call that game. So that's what happens when Joe Buck is calling the World Series, I guess. So that is the late game there for you guys. And mostly, the whole region isn't getting it. Because the late game is on CBS. And the Jets versus Jaguars here. So let's see the Jets versus Jaguars. As that will be... Oh my gosh. Spiro Dides and Adam Archuleta. That's like the CBS E team over here. The CBS B team with Ian Eagle and Dan Fouts are calling the Denver Broncos against the Indianapolis Colts. The Bengals versus Rams in London is Greg Gumbel and Trent Green. Arizona against New Orleans, which for some reason is an NFC game on CBS, is being called by Kevin Harlan and Rich Gannon. And the Jets with a CBS E team, basically, is having the call with Spiro Dides and Adam Archuleta. Zachariah thinking that Jay Cutler was smart. He had bad leadership out on the field. Yeah, just if Jay Cutler could be able to put his like all and his mind into the game, he'd be like a different type of player, but he just always slacked off as Jay Cutler was. As far as the national spotlight games, Oakland against Houston in the 4:25 p.m. time slot. They have Andrew Catalan and James Lofton on the call. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo will have like 90% of America at 4:25. They'll have the call of the Cleveland Browns versus the Patriots. As far as the Fox game, Chris Myers, Darryl Johnston for the Buffalo Bills versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Kenny Albert and Charles Davis will have the Giants versus Lions game. Sam Rosen and Ronnie Barber will have the Seahawks versus the Falcons game. That should have been a great game, everybody, before the season started. We circled that game on the schedule. Seahawks versus Falcons, but Atlanta has a 1-6 record. So Vaughn's just going to watch the Jets game on his phone and on Reddit. Yeah, that looks like a great place to catch the game since you cannot get it anyway where you are in California, since you're stuck with the LA Rams. The LA Rams against the Bengals out of all teams. This is a run up the middle, gain of 2 to the 8-yard line as we're under the 2-minute warning right now. No timeouts for the Redskins. This game will be done. Third down coming up now on the field. No timeouts for Washington to stop the clock. And thank you guys so much for being a part here of the stream tonight, by the way, as I call play-by-play for football action on the channel on Final Yard Football on YouTube. Like, really, and all of California has that game, Vaughn. Who really wants to watch the Rams versus the Bengals in London? Bengals are going to get destroyed. That's a run, right side counter for like a gain of 1 or so. Just running out the clock by Minnesota with 1:10 left to go. Will bring up a 4th down. So they're just going to have to kick the field goal here. Because I think there's like a 25-second differential between play clock here and game clock. So we'll get this game finished with around 11 o'clock here on the East Coast, which is what I exactly predicted for it to be. Usually the games go a little bit longer, but we're able to get this game, which has been a rough one to watch. One of the roughest games of the season for me to ever watch in the NFL here. It's been a disappointment. It's been just a bad look for the NFL. Another Thursday night game that has just been a drag to watch Oh, man. 4th and 5 coming up. Timeout taken by the Vikings. Yep, not even a fight there with the Bengals game. Hey, by the way, Vaughn, the leading wide receiver for the Bengals in the last game was Alex Erickson, who is a punt returner and a kick returner for Cincy. That is how far down the Bengals are and depleted with their wide receiving core. That Alex Erickson, out of all the players, was the #1 wide receiver with over 100 receiving yards. I'm predicting the Rams are going to win that game 38-3 against Cincy. I don't even think it's going to be a chance that Cincy has in that game. 4th and 5 coming up, 32 seconds remaining. The Vikings will just go here to the ace formation. They're just going to hand it off to Dalvin Cook. Takes it left side, bouncing off a tackler. And he gains around 2, gets stopped short. They're going to turn it over on downs. They'll turn it over on downs with 26 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. Redskins down by 10. Nothing really you can do, especially with a rookie quarterback under center. This has been one of the roughest games to watch in my lifetime, basically. 1st and 10, 26 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. Yeah, only Rams games will watch, only Rams fans will watch that game. Ah, man. Another bad season for the Bengals. They'll be 0-8. The only game it looks like they might have a chance of winning is against the Dolphins in December. 26 seconds left to go here. Just take a knee. If you're Washington, I hope you take a knee. Just go out, take a knee, get this game done, guys. Don't add another injury on one stupid play here in a Thursday night game. So they're in the I formation. They're actually going to run a play. They're in the I formation, 26 seconds. They're going to run up the middle past the 10, dragging tacklers to the 15. 20 seconds remaining as this game will go final here in 15 seconds. No urgency by the Redskins. Mike Zimmer is on the field right now, and this game has gone final. Thank you guys so much for being a part here of the stream tonight, by the way, as I call it play-by-play of football action for you guys. This is Final Yard Football. Man, guys, we made it through. Thank you guys so much for everybody who made it through here on the channel. This one was a rough one to watch tonight, by the way. Ouch. It was rough. 19-9, the final. I'm going to sign off here on the stream. Thank you guys so much for being a part here of Final Yard Football on YouTube. 19-9, the finals. This has been Final Yard Football on YouTube.